Our City Rabbitohs Panthers action. Let's get it. We are on. Hey guys, so gee whiz, I just absolutely scuffed that one. Hey guys, how you going? So BKR Sport. We are here. Sorry, it's been a long day for me. We are here in Agra in India right now, not in Delhi anymore. In Agra for the next 4 or so days. It has been a long time getting down here because of a whole bunch of issues, right? So. My brain is absolutely scuffed right now, but I'm ready to rock and roll here for some rugby league. That's what will get me raring to go again and fired up. We got the South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the Penrith Panthers tonight in a game that, look, it's going to be one that I don't actually even know how to call. And I say this quite a lot, man. I say this quite a lot, but there's a reason for it. There's no Nathan Cleary here today. The Panthers haven't looked at their utmost best so far this season. They've lost 2 of their first 3 games. And whilst the Rabbitohs have won 2 of their 3 games, their first 2 games weren't exactly against opposition where you'd be, saying they're going to win the competition. Like the first game for the South Sydney Rabbitohs was against the Redcliffe Dolphins, who still have not won a game. They are 0-3. And then in round 2, the Rabbitohs then took on the Dragons, and they beat them 25-24, but the Dragons also haven't won a game yet. They've had 2 losses and a bye. So, and then they go and play the Sharks, in which they arguably got whooped in. Like, I know the final score was 27-12, which is 15 points. It's still a solid enough scoreline. But the Sharks pretty confidently put them away from the start, and it was 26-0 at one stage in that game. So, look, I really don't know how to read the Rabbitohs and the Panthers to go back over their 3 games. They did beat the Sharks in Vegas 28-22, but with that being said, it really wasn't a superb... Oh, look, they really got up for it, but with that being said, I do feel like there was a few controversial calls that, might have skewed the result. And also, secondly, it was Vegas, and we've clearly seen that Vegas is a bit of a throwaway round, whether it be last year or this year. And then they went and lost to the Roosters 38-32, where the Roosters had nobody in, the Panthers had everybody in, and the Panthers went and lost that game. And then they went and lost to the Storm last week, but it was actually a really good loss to the Panthers because they lost Cleary like 7 minutes into the game or whatever it was, and they were able to really put on a good show. Like, they were able to turn up and fire up and really give it a good solid crack for the entirety of the game and made it close in the end. So, look, they've been a bit of a weird team, the Panthers, and the Rabbitohs have been a bit of a weird team, and that's why it's just so difficult to actually go and call this game today and say, I think this team is going to win. Like, obviously, I'll have my prediction once I go through the 2-team lineups and whatnot, but we might be in for a good game for all the wrong reasons. We may be. So, obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. The game does start in about 30 minutes' time. And this is at a core stadium in Sydney. So the Rabbitohs are in 11th position after just the 3 rounds. The Panthers are in 12th position after the 3 rounds. You've got Alex Johnston coming back in for the Rabbitohs. That is a huge in there. A couple of years ago, everyone was saying that last year he was going to break the record, and then everyone's saying that this year... Well, actually, it's kind of died down this year. No one's really talking about it too heavily this year. But Alex Johnston, he's back into the team, and I really want to see him start putting some tries together because I really do want to see him break that record. I would love to be alive to see Ken Irvine's record broken, right? So, Alex Johnston is an absolute huge weapon for the Rabbitohs there on the wing. But it does come at a great cost because Campbell Graham is out for the Rabbitohs, and he is another fantastic weapon in the centres. Now, you go to the fullback, which is Jai Gray. The wingers are Alex Johnston and Michaeli Ravalawa. Centres of Jack Whiten and Isaiah Tass. The 5'8" is Cody Walker, who is the captain, and Jamie Humphries, the young blood who has been looking really good so far this season. He is the halfback, and Manly, tell you what, Manly would be spewing they let him go. Now, the props are Sean Kepi and Tavita Totola, and the number 9 is Peter Mamouzelos, who I've really liked this year. Keon Kolomatangi and Jai Arrow is the back row, and then Tallis Duncan is the 13. Interchange, Davy Mawali, Jaden Sullivan, Silva Havili, and Liam LeBlanc, with the 18th minute replacement being Fletcher Myers, and Wayne Bennett is the coach, even though NRL.com doesn't seem to show him, or Des Hasler ever, for some reason. But look, this Rabbitohs team, I will point out, and so that I've loved what Humphries has been doing, but I've been extremely disappointed in Cody Walker throughout this season so far. He is an experienced man. He is meant to be effectively their leader, considering that they have lost out on some superb talent over the years, especially being Adam Reynolds, but they also lost Damien Cook, who is very experienced. Cameron Murray is out injured for the majority, if not all of the year. So you would expect Cody Walker to have stood up, and I just personally haven't seen it yet. Like, I think that the Rabbitohs won that second game through more of a team effort, but also more because of Jamie Humphries standing up and being that guy at the end of the game. I think Jai Gray's probably been the Rabbitohs' best player throughout the entirety of the year. So, look, I've been a little bit disappointed with Cody Walker so far, but, plenty of time for him to change that around. He is a good player when he wants to be, but sometimes his emotions, unfortunately, probably carry over a little bit too much, which does put him into a bit of a negative mindset, maybe, or just a bit of a backward step to what the quality that we can see from him is. And Peter Bumwell-Ellis, like I said before, I've really enjoyed him this year. I think he's come into the Damien Cook role and is doing a decent enough job. I don't have a problem with what Bumwell-Ellis is doing. And then overall, the Rabbitohs team, it doesn't really kind of jump out on paper like it has in recent years. When you've got your Latrell Mitchell there, when you got your Cameron Murray there, when you had Aaron Reynolds, when you had... you got Campbell Graham inside the team, obviously, as well. A prime Cody Walker. Look, it's not the same team that it once was. But at the end of the day, they are 2-3. And this is a winnable game. It is a winnable game for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, listen, for the Panthers, they've got Dane Laurie and Trent To'alau in. The outs are Blaze Talungi and Nathan Cleary. That was a huge out last week. That was an absolute huge out when Cleary went down with that collision with Hughes very early on in the game. Now, I think he's out just for this week, unless I might be mistaken. Someone can let me know in the chat if I am wrong there. But I'm pretty certain he's just out for this week because it would have been the stand-down protocol for his concussion. As long as it wasn't another injury. I'm all the way in India, man, so it's very difficult for me to keep up with the NRL news every 2 seconds, to be fair. But I'm pretty certain he would be out just for the 1 week here. And Blaze Talungi, he's kind of just a young blood trying to make his mark on the team. So the fullback is Dane Laurie, still no Dylan Edwards, with the wingers being Paul Alamotti and Brian To'o. Centers are Isaac Tungor and Thomas Jenkins. You go to the 5'8", which is Jack Cole, and the halfback, Trent To'alau. I was actually assuming that Brad Schneider was going to be getting that 7 spot, but Trent To'alau obviously has done more than Brad Schneider has done, so To'alau is the 7. You go to the props, Moses Leota, and Isaiah Papali'i is coming off the bench and is starting as a prop today. So the Panthers maybe haven't been too impressed by how Isaiah Papali'i has been in the back row. I know they've got Scotty Sorensen and Liam Martin and whatnot, but, Isaiah Papali'i, when he was at his prime in Parramatta, he was, top 2, and you could argue that year was the 1 back rower. I still think Dave was the number 1 back rower that year, but Isaiah Papali'i was absolutely incredible, and then unfortunately he's gone to the Tigers. It hadn't really worked out for him necessarily. Now he's here. He's been pushed into the prop, which you don't usually see him in. Usually you see him in the back row, but he was on the bench. Now he's in the starting lineup, so we'll see how that one does go. Then you've got the number 9, which is Mitch Kenny. You go to the back row, Scott Sorensen and Liam Martin, with the 13 being Isaiah Yeo. Interchange of Lindsay Smith, then Liam Henry, Luke Garner, Brad Schneider, and then the 18th man replacement is Casey McLean, with the coach being Ivan Cleary. So obviously Brad Schneider is still there as like a 14, effectively, that can come on, and I guess he could play a little bit of the 9, to be fair, if he needed to. Obviously the 7, if it's not working out with Trent To'alau, or even Jack Cole, who has not locked down his spot, in my opinion. I do not believe, and I loved actually what Justin Horro was saying on his podcast. I wasn't watching it, but I saw a clip on Instagram of him talking about, if I was the Panthers, I would throw something at Chez if he's interested. If he's interested, I would throw something at Chez. I guarantee you they've got the cap space. And I think that would absolutely help out in regards to... I think that would just really guarantee them for another comp. It would guarantee him for another comp if they had Chez and Cleary there. And especially if Cleary's injured or Chez is injured, the other guy's going to be holding the line. So, look, I am a bit concerned about Jack Cole. I haven't been too star-studded so far through his tenure. And I think he really needs to turn up today, because you could argue that Brad Schneider could come in for either of those 2 guys if it's not working out. Obviously, the one you look at specifically is Trent To'alau, because, he's... a lot less experienced, but just throwing it out there. Jack Cole hasn't locked down that spot long term. Their backline's still very good. Dane Laurie coming with Dylan Edwards is not Dylan Edwards. It's very clearly there's a gap there. But Dane Laurie is still a very sufficeable fullback. And then the centers and wingers, Thomas Jenkins gives me a little bit of concern, but I'm never going to be concerned with Brian To'o, Isaac Tungo, and Paul Alamotti. I never would have thought I'd say that about Paul Alamotti when he was at the Dogs, but here at the Panthers, he's been an absolute machine. So really, really impressive to see how he's come along. And then their forward pack is Isaiah, Liam Martin, Scotty Sorensen, Isaiah Papali'i, and Leota, with Mitch Kenny as the 9. They should not be losing that forward pack. Like, they should not be losing the middle of the field. They should not be losing it. I get the Rabbitohs have got solid players in Keon Kolomatangi, also Jai Arrow. Talis Duncan's nice. He's starting to finally get his, starting crack now rather than as he's previously been continuously coming off the bench. They've worked him into it nicely. Sean Keppie's been having a decent season, but look, overall, the Panthers should be winning the middle of the field. But I do worry significantly about their 6 and 7. And I don't actually worry as significantly about Cody Walker and Jamie Humphries combined. I do think that there is still a lot of question marks there, and there is still a lot of things that need to be spoken about and needs to be seen over the coming weeks. And that's why you always wait till 7 rounds in to really get a real good knuckle down to how teams are playing. So this game today, I've got the forwards of the Panthers winning. I've pretty much got a wash, actually. I've got a bit of a wash between the 1 through 5s because I do like Jai Gray Johnson, Jack White, Nazai Taz, and Ravalawa. I do like them. And I do like, obviously, the Panthers 1 through 5. So for me, I think the Panthers are going to get them into the right area in regards to the forward pack. It comes down to Cole and To'olau. It comes down to those guys because I do lean with Cody Walker and Jamie Humphries. So to give a prediction, to give a prediction on this one, I don't even know who the favourites are technically with the bookies because considering I'm here in India, it doesn't actually give me the betting odds because you're not able to bet on Sportsbet whilst you're overseas here. So this is literally just me going completely off of my own thought process. I'm going to go the Rabbits. I'm going to say the Rabbits get it. That is very, very 50-50. But I will go the Rabbits here. Just because I'm a little bit more confident in their spine. I'm a little bit more confident in that spine. And that's crazy considering they're going up against a team that's won 4 premierships in a row. However, that 4 premierships in a row with the spine has been Dylan Edwards, who's not playing today. Jerome Luai, who's also not at the club anymore, he's at the Tigers. Nathan Cleary is not playing today. And then 50-50 between Apisai Koroisau and Mitch Kenny. Mitch Kenny is playing today, but Mitch Kenny, out of all of the guys just mentioned, people would kind of consider on the lesser end as well. So I'm really not convinced on this one through 1, 6, 7, and 9 today for the Panthers. But for the Rabbitohs, I've really liked Jai Gray, the fullback. Cody Walker is experienced, but hasn't been having a good season. But at least he's got that experience on his side. Jamie Humphries is a fresh young blood who looks great, and Peter Mamazelis is the same. So I will lean with the Rabbitohs on that, but it really could go either way, lads. It really could go either way. Obviously, it's too early to be really looking at the ladder, but just to kind of give you a bit of a pointer, if the Panthers and Rabbitohs are right next to each other. So the Rabbitohs are in 11th and Panthers are in 12th. But the Rabbitohs have obviously got 4 points, whilst the Panthers have got 2. So if the Panthers were to win this game today, they've got a minus 6 points differential. Crazy, I know. Minus 6. They've given up like 90 points through the first 3 rounds. So Panthers, if they win today, they would go above the Rabbitohs immediately because the Rabbitohs also have a minus 12 thanks to that Sharks game effectively and winning 2 close games against the Dolphins and the Dragons. They would also have to win by 2 to go above the Knights. Knights have a bye, so they can't go above the Knights actually. So the Knights will go to 6 points. Whilst the Panthers can only go up to 4, and then they have to just rely on some losses for the Raiders and the Titans effectively, and the Warriors because the Sharks' points differential is too strong. Same with the Bronx, same with the Tigers, crazy, and same with Manly. So the only 3 teams they could realistically jump outside of the Rabbitohs would be the Raiders, Titans, and the Warriors, but that's relying on other teams. Again, it doesn't matter though. It's round 3, going into round 4. If the Panthers lose this game, they could go into the bottom 4. They could go into the bottom 4. If the Roosters beat the Titans and the Dragons beat the Storm, which is doubtful, but if they do, then those 2 teams will go above them. The Dolphins can still technically go above them too. Depending on if the Panthers were to lose by a big margin today and the Dolphins were to beat the Broncos in the Battle of Brisbane tomorrow night, then there is a chance they can go into third last. I can't see them dropping off below the Cowboys and the Eels though. Those 2 teams have been absolutely god awful. Same with the Dolphins, but those 2 teams specifically. But then you go to the Rabbitohs. If they were to win this game, they would go to 6 points. So they are below the Knights right now. But if they win this game by 8 points or more, they would go above the Knights because, like I said, the Knights are the bye. But 8 points or more would put them above them with the 2 points as well. They, for the time being, obviously would go up into the top 4, but there is a mountain of teams that would be playing in between. This is why I do this, just because we kind of stay consistent with the ladder reading throughout the entirety of the year. So it's just a bit of an update, but the Raiders, the Titans, the Warriors, the Sharks, the Broncos, the Tigers, and Manly would, majority of those are either probably playing each other or have a good chance of going above it. So, look, I'd say the Rabbitohs, if they win this game today, they'll probably sit around maybe 7th, 8th or so, probably by the end of the round. And then if they lose, they will go below the Panthers. And they probably will go below the Dragons. No, the Dragons, I don't think will win against the Storm. They'll probably sit around 13th. They'll probably sit around 13th. Like, the Roosters are a bit too far behind, but it depends on how much the Rabbitohs want to lose today. So there you go. There's a little bit of a preview here for today's game. I'm leaning with the Rabbits. I think it is such a difficult game to call on so many accounts. If Cleary was playing, I would back the Panthers 1,000,000,000% because I think their forward pack is better. But Cleary is not playing, and they do not have Luai because he's at the Tigers, and they don't have Dylan Edwards, and their team is a little bit of a mess right now. So, doubt the Panthers at your own peril. I'm very well aware of this. I'm very well aware. But guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get into the chat. Let's fire it up, and let's get it going. Let's move this across over here. There we go. Adam Spice, good news for you, Blaze, with Kenny's injury. Ooh, that just disappeared. Hold on, I'm going to take that down. Take that down and then put this to live chat so that it all comes through smoothly. There we go. Adam Spice, good news for you, Blaze, with Kenny's injury. Only going to keep him out till Origin period, not a season ender, luckily. So I believe it's after Origin. It's not good news for me. No, it is not good news because obviously Keanu's my boy and I just want to see the best for him, man. He's such a humble bloke and, a really good player, really young player with the world in front of him, man. So, no, not good news for me at all. But I understand the context of what you're saying. Good news that it's not like a season-ending injury. But with that being said, Keanu is a big part of the Gold Coast Titans team right now. So, you do want him to be playing throughout. Otherwise, now, like, I believe in Jalen DeGroot. I do like Jale. He is a very solid play coming through. I'm just not as convinced just yet as I am in Keanu, right? Because we have, ultimately, you look at this team, this is not like a negative against Keanu. It's actually a positive for Keanu. But at the end of the day, we have shuffled our team for Keanu, right? So we've pushed AJ out of the fullback spot that we signed until 2030 into the 5'8", right? And we've also pushed Jaden Campbell out of the fullback spot for Keanu Kenny, and we put him into the 7, right? So Keanu is obviously a guy that is such a key part of our team and is such a big part of the cogs and moving it along. So it is a worry that he's out for as long as he is. But just got to hope that DeGroot next man up mentality comes in and proves his worth. And I know DeGroot is a very, very good player, man. So, look, I hope that he has the kind of season that Keanu had last year and gives us more headaches, maybe. I do think that, obviously, no matter what, Keanu comes back in. But, I want the best for Giles as well. Brett Neslick says, howdy Blaze, whereabouts are you in the world today? I'm in Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. So I'm not going to be at the Taj today. And tomorrow, on Fridays, the Taj is always closed for like prayers and whatnot. So I'll be going on Saturday and probably Sunday as well. There's not a great deal to do in Agra outside of the Taj and a couple of forts and whatnot. You see a lot of forts when you're in India. But yeah, no, we're in Agra. Daniel McClellan says, value in the Bunnies, low-key a rivalry match between these two. I think it was. It's like, yes, the Rabbitohs and the Panthers are a little bit of a rivalry, but I think you're just looking towards that 2021 grand final, sorry. Because it's like the Broncos and Cowboys. Broncos and Cowboys have more, but it's died down, right? Because the Broncos and Cowboys are at least still Queensland regardless. I guess this is still Sydney, but there's a lot more context in Sydney with so many teams being there. Broncos and Cowboys in Queensland have been the longest two Queensland tenured teams. So, but, rivalries die down. And I wouldn't necessarily say out of these two teams, you'd say the Panthers' biggest rivals right now are competitively with the Melbourne Storm. And then you'd say on like a kind of animosity-driven one, you probably lean with the Raiders because they've been having a lot of shit talk over the last couple of years. I don't even think that's team-wise. I think that's fans-wise, realistically. It's a weird rivalry there between the Panthers and Raiders, but sure. And then obviously with the Rabbitohs, throw a dart and you'll find a team in Sydney that they've got a rivalry with, whether it be the Roosters, whether it be the Rabbitohs, yeah, sure. Whether it be the Roosters, whether it be the Dogs, even the Sharkies that have a little bit of something with. So I think you're mainly looking towards that 2021 grand final era where they were playing in preliminary finals and grand finals and whatnot. It's definitely died down a lot more now. Mitchell says Dane Laurie for a fifer. The Tigers fans are up and at him early. They're up and at him early. But there's, anyway, Daniel McClellan, yes, I believe, I'm tipping the Bunnies but it's a very 50-50. Olivia Ree with the $8 Redo donation, slapping it down up there in Bronxville, says, rain, go away. Might need to take my snorkel kit tomorrow. I would love to see Rabbits beat the Black Cats, but I don't see it. You don't see it? Oh, I do. I've got them just. I really do. I feel like this is a pure 50-50, but I think that if you're looking at it from from both sides, what is the advantage to the Panthers? Like, they've got the forward pack, but I don't give them the advantage in the 1 through 5 because I think the Rabbitohs 1 through 5 is just as good as the Panthers 1 through 5. So then I look towards the halves. Is that going to be the key telling point here? Because you've got Trent Tuolau in the 7 for the Panthers, and you've got Jack Cole in the 6 for the Panthers, and you've got Cody Walker and Jamie Humphreys in the 6 and the 7 for the Rabbitohs. I do genuinely lead with the Rabbitohs there. And I actually will go on a relatively confident level that the Rabbitohs halves actually do have a separation there. It's not that 50-50, right? So, look, I do, and I need to see more from Cody Walker, but I am a lot more confident with the Rabbitohs halves today and their spine because, like I said before, the Panthers may have won 4 premierships in a row, but that was with a spine of Dylan Edwards who's not playing, of Jerome Luai who's not even at the club anymore, Nathan Cleary is not playing, and Api Sai-Kotoi-Sau and Mitch Kenny, halved, and Api Sai-Kotoi-Sau is obviously not even at the club anymore either, and Mitch Kenny was the weaker of those of those 5 players that I've just mentioned. So that's why I will lean with the Rabbits, but it's not like I believe and guarantee the Rabbitohs are going to win. I think this is just going to really come down to if their halves are working, they win. But if the Panthers halves, Jack Cole and Tuolau, can get at least a miniature version of what Luai and Cleary are able to get going, then I think their forward pack leads them across the line. That's where I would go with it. Hello, Mr. YouTuber. Come see my shop, Jay. I have had to be told I'm pretty strong-minded now. Like, it took a little bit to get into. Fiji helps with this because it's like a miniature version of what India's like with the Fijian Indian population when you're walking around the towns and whatnot. So, like, I'm kind of understanding of it, but man, I went to Chandni Chowk yesterday in Delhi. That place is a whirlwind. I was kicked in the back of the legs. That place is a whirlwind, man. That place is just, wow. There's something. But anyway, thank you, Olivia, for the $8 donation. I don't know if I said thank you. But yeah, Jay, it's something, mate. It's something. Brenton says, Tuk emote finally. No, finally you, mate, because I did it last week. Ask Mitchell. I had it ready for last Saturday. Tuk emojis were ready to rock and roll. I think even maybe on Friday last week. You're like a week late, buddy. Typical Navacash stream. Oh, I know why. Gee whiz. It's because of the Saturday game between the Titans and Knights, Brenton. Sai says, hey bro, how are you? Going all right, man. A long drive today, but we're going all right. Sunday says, why have I tipped the Rabbitohs? Sunday, you are a Roosters fan. That is illegal. That is illegal in at least 38 states in America, mate. Deary me. It is illegal for Roosters fans to tip the Rabbitohs in 38 states in America. Rabbitohs fans tip the Roosters is illegal in like 49 or something like that. It's ridiculous. Hey, 222 says, who knows? We'll soon find out. That's correct. As a person doing a stream, though, I kind of have to preview it. Brenton says $3.60 to $1.30? Are the Panthers $1.30? No way. Are they really? I can't even get onto Sportsbet over here, man. I can't even get onto Sportsbet, so that's surely not $1.30 for the Panthers. Can someone else confirm this in the chat for us, please? What is the odds here for today? There's no way it's $1.30. That would be wild. Adam Smart, get the 5 memberships. You're a legend, Miss Adam Smart. Sometimes. Today, definitely, though. Robbo, Mark Gollop, JJ, Christian Kerr, and the Dingo, son. Get around the Dingo. He's been around this channel for a long time, dude. Like, good 8 years, man, since he was a young lad. He's still a young lad, but since he was a very young lad. But appreciate you, Adam Smart. Thank you very much. Someone says, yeah, they are. That's wild. $1.30 for the Panthers? That is, like, I'm sorry, you have to go with the odds there. You just would have to go with the odds. Like, there's literally no value in betting on the Panthers in that game. $1.30 for a team that is pieced apart with injuries or just player losses from last year. Like, look at how the Broncos went after they lost, like, 4 players of the 4 key players to their team from the 2023 Grand Final to 2024. The Panthers have also lost 2 games. So I feel like the bookies are banking on the fact that the Panthers are looking for a bounce back. But it's like, well, yeah, look, do I think that I'm confident on the Rabbitohs long-term over the Panthers? No, I've got the Panthers long-term over the Rabbitohs, but that's because they'll have guys like Edwards. They'll have guys like Nathan Cleary. They'll have these guys in their team that make me a lot more confident in them. Today, they don't have those guys. And, I'm very surprised. I don't think there's any value in $1.30. I think that'd be silly. Andrew says, I think the Penrith without Blaze is a big loss. Without Blaze Talangi. You think the Penrith without Blaze Talangi is a big loss? Yeah, they've struggled for the last 4 years without him. They've really... Look, without Blaze Talangi, I don't know if they would have won those 4 premierships in a row. One of which beating the Orioles team. I will cheer the Titans live for you. We'll be live tomorrow. We will be here. We'll be in the exact same spot tomorrow. Fire it up. Brocky Sports, hello, sir. Jeffrey says, Blaze, my friend, how are you? Big game tomorrow night. My Sydney Roosters play your Gold Coast Titans. May the best team win. Mate, get her in the Titans. Fire it up. Lagan Ballsack says, 2:30 p.m. Bloody hell, how's the sunshine in India? Mate, it is hot today. Luckily, I'm in a beautiful place with aircon and whatnot here in Agra, but it is, so 101 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know why it's giving me Fahrenheit, but it was like 38, 39 degrees out there, but it feels like 42 or something like that. Anyone who thinks that's not true, you don't know what you're talking about. So it literally says it feels like 42, and it definitely feels hotter than like 37, 38, which is what we've had quite, not frequently, but enough on the Gold Coast. So yeah, it's hot, man, and it's dry heat. So no one goes out at this point. Like if you're out at this point, it's probably because you don't have the ability to have like aircon or something like that. Because no one should be going out in this heat. And it's going to get hotter. So Jaisalmer, which I'm considering not going to anymore for the time being, is far west of India, close enough to Pakistan in the desert. Apparently right now is like 39, 40, but it's going to get to around the 50 degree mark over the next like month or so. Because this is kind of their summer coming now. So yeah, it's going to get hot, man. It's going to get hot. All it takes today, just Panthers by 10 tonight. Why? Society says, if you don't mind me asking, how does it feel to be in India? The culture difference, English, not the language, no wheat bix compared to Australia. No wheat bix. What the fuck? No wheat bix. Oh, that's a real key point for you, is it? No wheat bix is a real key point to be discussing, is it? Like the other ones are all fair enough. But in regards to the no wheat bix, sure. I don't really eat wheat bix. I did when I was younger, to be fair. By the way, guys, game starts in 5 minutes. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Culture difference is wild. I've got about 14 and a half. Yeah, about 14 and a half videos that I've already filmed. Well, I've already edited, right? So I've still got a bucket load of content to still edit through for BKRtravel. So yeah, no, it's a difficult kind of journey to get on target with the videos just kind of flowing and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I've pumped through like 14, 15 videos. I'll go 15 just for the sake of it, but 14 and a half, where you'll get all those questions answered and whatnot. Because obviously this is still more so NRL, Rugby League and Sport Channel over here, so I don't want to just flood it with kind of what I'm doing here. But at the end of the day, it will get mixed in because we're just talking throughout the game. Mitchell, but to answer your question, tough. It's definitely the toughest country in the world to solo travel. Everyone agrees with it. Mitchell says, yes, no wheat bix. There you go. I didn't even see your comment, Mitchell. Yes, no wheat bix is the biggest difference between the two countries. The no wheat bix really rattled me. That was funny. That was good. Their KFC here is better than the one back in Australia. Mitchell says, you're disgusting, Beers, man. Oh, he said, how about Vegemite on wheat bix? That did deserve a deleted comment. That did. It deserved it. Bees, man, it deserved it. Vegemite on wheat bix. You need help. Also, do you really call it Weetabix? Because I feel like some people do call it Weetabix. Odd Puppet says, morning all, let's go the Rabbitohs. Hey, I've tipped you. I don't know how you guys are such underdogs. I can't really decide who I want. Not who I want. Who I think wins this game. I've gone the Rabbitohs just, but it just comes down to their halves. Because the Panthers forwards surely are able to win the middle of the field. Joseph says, Rabbits at home as well can give them crowd advantage. No. Can give them crowd advantage for tonight. I reckon Rabbits too. First, I guarantee the crowd's not going to be that great today. And it's going to be a mixture of Panthers and Rabbitohs, to be fair. Effectively, considering it's not that far from CommBank, their technical home ground this season, to here. I know it's a long way out from Penrith, but the point of the matter is that the Rabbitohs crowds nowadays aren't what they were 10 years ago. They just simply aren't. Dasmate says, let's be honest, the Dogs are first, only 3-win team. Oh my God. I'm not even going to reply to you. I'm not even going to reply to you. Olivia Reed with a $3 donation. Bush says, if you were a worm, would you support the Broncos? Bush, no chance. No chance. I'd be a passionate Broncos fan because no, I'm not going to insult you. I'm not going to insult Broncos fans. Like I was leading into something there. But I'm not going to do it because Olivia, we appreciate you. One of very few Broncos fans. I love my boy Adam as well. And then there might be some other Broncos fans here and there, but for the most part, they deserve the insult. But I'm not going to insult them just for you and the Broncos fans who are good people on this channel. Hori 130. Yeah, $1.30 is wild to me. So the Panthers are walking out onto the field here. Oh, that's right. I've got to change the time so that it doesn't mess up the actual clock. Hold on. Because Jay forgot to tell me, he's one job. He's only got one job, and he forgot to tell me. I guarantee he's not even going to remind me to, refresh the, set time automatically. No, put that on. He's not even going to tell me to refresh the score. I guarantee you. It's a typical Jay maneuver. Very typical Jay maneuver. All right, Brisbane. It is Sam's fault. I will agree with Jay on that regard. All right, so Rabbitohs now coming out onto the field. Is that fixed now? No, I'm going to refresh it. And I will get to that donation in 1 second. So let's refresh this. There you go. All right, I'm back in Brisbane now. I'm back in the old Bris Vegas. All right, Rabbitohs are out in the field. Adam Smart, the $20 return. Nation, get around you. Adam says, remember when DCU goes to the Roosters? I called it first, and only $499,979 to get the button, Jay. Only that much. I reckon just go halfsies right now. Get yourself underway. Like a lay-by. Just do it like a lay-by. So just chuck in, about maybe 250k or something like that. That works out to be about $1 trillion rupees. So, mate, I'll be fine. But thank you very much for the donation, Mr. Smart. Doesmate says, and their fans have two. Okay. I'm not reading Taz's comment. I know what you're referring to. I'm aware what you're referring to. All right, so the Rabbitohs will kick that ball off. The Panthers will kick the ball off, and it'll be the Rabbitohs here with the ball. Jamie Humphries gives it up into Tavita Totola, and Totola will get the ball to the 10. Mate, that's you need help, man. Yeah. First tackle, now second tackle. Sean Kepi gets taken in by Liam Martin. That's a good, solid hit there. That's super interesting about Cherry Evans, though. I never would have expected it. I never would have expected that. Even someone asked me last week, and I just laughed it off, saying, surely, there's no way he leaves Manly. I never would have expected that on any account. With that being said, though, fourth tackle of the Rabbitohs at 28, this is very reminiscent of 2014. And I've moved on from 2014. I'll still insult the situation and whatnot, but I'm also old now and just don't really give a shit about things like that as much as I once did when I was younger. But at the end of the day, this is very, very reminiscent from 2014, where he did say to Manly then as well he wasn't re-signing. And he did say to Manly, I'm gone. And he did sign a contract with another team before ultimately getting a contract to the amount of money that he wanted and then staying at Manly. Would I be completely surprised and shock-horrored if he still stayed at Manly? I would not be. Does that mean it's going to happen? No, but I'm just saying we've seen this story before. So until he is literally in the club's colours of the other team, I don't believe it. I really don't. Fourth tackle here at the 48. And that's going to be Mitch Kenny here. He'll get this ball to the 37 or so of the Rabbitohs side of the field. Fifth tackle. Sad crowd. Someone says, well, this is what I was saying. Firstly, it caused a bit of a shit stadium to get out to. But also, secondly, Thursday night, thirdly, the Rabbitohs haven't had big kind of massive... I wouldn't even say that 2021 is a bit of a dubious one. Well, that's going to be a penalty. No, it's not. It's going to be a fifth tackle switch over to the Rabbitohs at the 15. I wouldn't even say... I was about to say the Rabbitohs didn't even get great crowds in 2021, but then I realised COVID was still a thing back then. And then the grand final had to be played at Suncorp as well. I would say it's a good 10 years since the 2014 kind of era of the Rabbitohs with your Greg Inglis and Johnny Sutton and whatnot. I would say that was when their crowds were kind of pumping. I haven't seen the Rabbitohs have a pumping crowd for a while, even in those prelims. And I'm a Titans fan. I know that people are going to say, but you look at your team. It's like I'm still able to have a thought process about your team despite the fact that my team isn't great in the same thing as well. 4 tackle now at the 45. And trust me, I do need to say stuff like that because people for some reason believe that if your team sucks, you're not allowed to say another team sucks. It's like, well, I know my team sucks, but also your team sucks from what we see. So Jamie Humphries now will kick that ball to the 10 on the Panthers side of the field where Brian To'o, last week I was begging for him to get the ball. I was begging for it. I was bloody chomping at the bit for a bit of Brian To'o to get the ball. It took him like 60 minutes to get the ball, and then he scored twice. So he says, a core on a Thursday night isn't the best location for a hope of a crowd attendance. Yeah, but I wouldn't even say they get massive crowd attendances on Saturday or Sunday. Like, I would prove me wrong, Rabbitohs fans. If you can prove me wrong, I'm happy to hear it because I would rather you have a good crowd. But tell me I'm wrong and show me a stat that has the Rabbitohs having good crowds on Saturday and Sundays at a core. I don't think it really matters, but it makes it even less on a Thursday night. So I will give credit to that part of the argument. And there's a knock on Panthers. Trent Taulau knocks the ball on. So it's going to be a Rabbitohs ball, and that is a rough start there with the halfback, and that was my massive concern here with the Panthers halves. As he goes to kick it, unfortunately, he just drops it. Olivia says, we also have hair that we swing around that has Xavier's nits in it. I don't know what on earth that was. Justin Sunner says, this is a hard week to tip. Last week, I would have got a perfect round if it wasn't for the Roosters. Good man, tip of the Times. You're a good man. I'm sure you're tipping them again this week, aren't you? I'm sure you're tipping them again this week, aren't you, Sundo? Hey? Come on, tell me. You tipping them again this week? Titans? Fire up. I'd assume you are. Third tackle. Cody Walker out the back. Here's a chance. Jack White gets it off in Alex Johnson. Johnson. Easy try. Easy. White kick it back on the inside. It bounces. Throws it back in. It's gonna be a dropout. I disagree with the kick option there from Alex Johnson, though. I disagree with the kick option there from Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson out to the left-hand side. He's got... Oh, maybe not. Like, he did have Jack White still following up underneath. There was Taulau kind of there. I don't know. Anyway, so it's going to be Rabbitohs ball here at the 10. The ball goes out. So Taualau's had a rough start. That's actually going to be a penalty as well, mind you. I wouldn't take the 2. I'd go for the try, but I know what Wayne Bennett's like. Olivia Reed with the $3 redo donation says, if you're a worm, would you still do streams? This is very female of you. I appreciate you for the donation. Thank you very much, Olivia. Always appreciated. But this is very female questions. It's like when you're in a relationship and your girlfriend is just asking you, like you've had a long, tiring day at work and you come home and your girlfriend starts asking you if you'd still love her if she was a fork or something like that. And this is what this is reminiscent of. But if I was a worm, I reckon, and I could talk like this, I guarantee you, doing streams would be absolutely massive. Massive. First tackle now at the 3. If I could talk like this as a worm, do this. Oh my gosh. Rabbitohs, they're going to get this ball. Cody Walker, 3 metres away here from the line. 3 metres away here from the line. Second tackle. Cody Walker rolls it back into Peter Mamazelis really slowly. Cody, don't let your emotions control yourself, dude. Chance for the Rabbits. Oh, Talis Duncan taken down 3 metres away. I thought it was a knock on there. Out the back to Cody Walker. Kicks it through. Early kick. Try time for the Rabbitohs. And Keon Koloamatangi goes. Keon Koloamatangi scores the try. Makes it 4-0 here with a kick to come. And hey, listen. When I did my preview, I said, listen. It comes down to the halves here for the Rabbitohs. I said the Panthers will get the meters, and the Panthers did make meters on that first set through the forwards, but the biggest concern comes from the halves of Jack Cole and Trent Taulau. Trent Taulau knocked the ball on, and then they broke through down the left-hand side, the Rabbitohs through there 1 through 5, which I will say is the exact same. Quality-wise is pretty similar, maybe not the exact same, but very, very similar with the Panthers. And then they've gone and scored through some really nice work there from Cody Walker with the kick. So, look, early doors here, Rabbitohs I'm pretty okay with the prediction. Early doors. Xavier had his hair chopped off last week and then Paddy was using it as a drumstick and swung it around after I win. Fair enough. Yeah, it did come down to the bounce with that previous kick. I don't know. Like, I think it was probably the option considering I did kind of late see Trent Taulau just behind Jack White on the pass back. So the kick was probably the right option. I guess it goes to more of the 50-50 and you just lean with whatever he did. And if the bounce had to come back, he was a hero. And the bounce went further out, which obviously ended up being a dropout because of the nice work by Cody Walker. So Cody Walker has actually had a really good start here. Cody Walker's had a fantastic start in this game. He's had a really disappointing season so far, so it's really important that he does have this great start here. But this right here, right now, is telling you why it is so confusing that the Rabbitohs were $3.30 underdogs and the Panthers were $1.30. It's 7 minutes into the game. But the point is, in this 7 minutes, you can see why that is a ridiculous odds marker. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely, it's nearly outrageous. Would I be a garden worm or a tapeworm? Jay, please don't encourage the shenanigans. Please don't encourage this. Please don't do this. So the Rabbitohs will bring this ball out here to the 11 after they get the conversions with a 6-0. And there is an injury to Scotty Sorensen here. I think he might... Yeah, he's concussed. He doesn't know where he is. I don't think he's going to be back. God bless him. Damn, the Panthers are going to be having a tough season right now. Yeah, he's not coming back today, man. Oh, the unfortunate elbow from Tavita Totola as he's in the tackle. It's completely accidental, but Scotty Sorensen will get whacked on the side of his head. Damn, that's... Like, this season, it's so hard to doubt the Panthers, but you get into a point where it's like, I think it's up. I think it might be up. Oh, I've got to charge this computer, otherwise it's going to die. If I don't charge this, it was literally about to die. And then you would be like, why did he just disappear? And I wouldn't have been back for like 20 minutes. But it's alright, we got it now. Charge, beautiful. Okay, so the Rabbitohs, it'll be second tackle here at the 15. I say a tapeworm, you guys need help. So Luke Garner will come on. I genuinely don't believe he'll come back. I hope he does, but that looks rough. He didn't know where he was. 4 tackle here for the Rabbitohs at the 25. Good defense there from Penrith of keeping them down here at the 25, though. And Jai Gray to the 33. Good to see Brian To'o isn't being a wannabe Matt Burton. He's just being a wannabe Blake Wilson. Dearie me. Anyone who wears headgear is... Oh, jeez, Dane Laurie. He's knocked the ball on. Oh, no. Dane Laurie has knocked the ball off the kick. Dude, the Sharks are circling Panthers. The Sharks... Not the Cronulla Sharks. They will, but not the Cronulla Sharks. The Sharks are circling over this Panthers team right now. There is a lot of worries. There is a lot of worries on Penrith at the moment. Watch that get clipped up if they go and win the comp. But at the moment, HIA Bunker is still reviewing it. He's not coming back. There's no way he's coming back after what we saw. He didn't know where he was. Rabbitohs nearly knocked that ball off the scrum, but we first tackled it at the 30. Sando says they're doing what they did against the Roosters. Yeah, see, I wasn't able to really watch that game because I was at that festival, so I can't really comment on that. But this is a really bad start here in regards to their ball handling and in regards to trying to muster up... Well, they're not even winning the middle at the moment. They're not winning the middle at all. Third tackle at the 13. They give this ball. But then again, they're not really having a chance to win the middle because... to the left. Try time, Alex Johnston. Try time. 10-0. With a kick to come. 10-0 with a kick to come. Or maybe not. What's happening here? This might be... Oh, no, he's not injured. Oh, no. Alex Johnston has scored. And now he's grabbing his left shoulder. Oh, you're kidding, dude. This is why records are no guarantee, no matter how close you are. This is why. Because this can happen. This is a nicely worked play down the left-hand side here for the Rabbitohs. Really nicely worked play here. Jack Whiten gets it off to Johnston, and... Oh, I think he might have twisted his arm as he's come down with it here, Johnston. There's nothing wrong with the tackle. I was thinking that because I heard the referee's whistle, I thought that he was about to say that there was a penalty coming up, which would be a penalty try, but... Yeah, okay, he's just come down hard on his... I thought that was his left elbow, but it must have been... Hold on. It's just awkward. Like, it's like he comes down his left elbow and must twist his... No, it is... Oh, no, it is his left. It is his left shoulder. Okay, yes, he comes down really awkwardly on his left elbow. He might have popped his left shoulder there. Most tries at the venue. He's only one behind Steve Menzies. Oh, sorry, at a venue. Menzies is 88 at Brookvale. He's just tied Brett Stewart at Brookvale with 87. Alex Johnson's now on 87 at Homebush. Kenny Fryman says slow starters. Right, I mean, they got their ass kicked against Melbourne last week, then came... Disagree. What, you think... and you're entitled to your opinion, but do you think that the Panthers got their ass kicked last week? I would say, when I watched the game, I would have a completely different opinion on that. They will miss the kick, so we'll say 10-0 here, 10 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Bang! Subscribe if you're new around here. 10-0 to the Rabbitohs. But I would have a completely different opinion on that game, Kenny. Why would you say that the Storm kicked their asses last week? Someone says they dropped like 3 bombs, which led to tries. Yep. So Johnson's staying on the field. I'm just waiting to hear on what Scotty Sorensen, what's happening with him. He'll come back from that and score 5 tries. Well, how many tries has he scored since the end of 2023? Because he wouldn't have played that much last year, did he? And it says 10 points ass kicking? No. Panthers only lost by like 6. Oh, unless you're talking about Rabbitohs. Unless you're talking about the Rabbitohs. If you're talking about the Panthers, then no, they were fantastic. They only lost by like 6 points. And were brilliant considering they lost their star halfback very early in the game. Sorensen ruled out, yeah. I knew that he wasn't coming back. You could tell that he didn't know what his name was when unfortunately he got hit. So third tackle now for the Rabbitohs at the 25. This will be their greatest premiership if they are to win the comp. I would agree. Yeah, that's a penalty to the Rabbitohs. Panthers, if you keep playing like this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. Without your star halfback, you don't have the 5/8 of previous years. You're without your star fullback. And you've just lost one of your starting back rowers, so you've had to push Luke Garner, who's just penalised, has just got your team penalised. You've knocked the ball on multiple times. But then again, that's just popped back into my mind. They did suck really, really, and maybe that's what Kenny's saying. They did suck really, really badly in the first 20 minutes of last week before they came back and he made a game of it. So maybe that's what we're seeing, because we had to heavily criticise the Panthers in the first 20 last week before they made a really, really good game of it. If they can do it against the Rabbits, against the Storm, they can do it against the Rabbits. But that's just expecting based off a previous result. Rabbitohs now right inside Cody Walker, gives it off to Tass, and Tass, mate, they are absolutely manhandling this Panthers team right now. This is a team that got whooped off the park by the Sharks last week and haven't really been too impressive in 2 wins against the Dragons and Dolphins. And right now, they're just showing the Panthers a little bit of the 1-2 uppercut, us. So fourth tackle now at the 20. And it's going to be Keon Kalamatangi. That was a weird fall down. Glad he's okay. Fifth tackle here at the 15. Broccoli Sports with a $3 donation. Give me 1 second here, bro. They kick this ball out of the right-hand side. Jamie Humphreys. Not a good kick at all, man. Not a good kick at all. So 7 tackle set coming up for the Panthers. And that's going to be Thomas Jenkins who grabs it and brings it back here to the 20. And passes it quick. Oh, hospital pass. You're lucky that it wasn't a knock-on. Broccoli Sports with a $3 donation. Says kick the Panthers out of the comp. Yep, they've only won 4 premierships in a row. I think that might be the only fair way for us all to go on with our lives, to be fair, because it will guarantee a different winner. So, have a look at this. Rabbitohs 9 from 9 completions to start the game. Panthers are 1 from 3. They've completed 1 set from 3, whilst the Rabbitohs have completed 9 from 9. At the back right hand side, Liam Martin gets whacked down there by Jack White, and really good defense there. Mitch Kenny out to Trent Toalau. Toalau, that was just not good, man. He's thinking too much, dude. You're a good player. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be in the team if you weren't a good player. You're thinking too much. At least they will complete the set, and the Panthers will kick it to about the 22, where there will be... It will get knocked back. It will get knocked back. There's a chance. They've got numbers here. They've got numbers here. They've got numbers here. Garner off to Jenkins. Good cover defense. They throw it back on the inside. They score here. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Luckily, the Rabbitohs get back there with... Kalamatangi was playing basically fullback then. What was that? Kalamatangi was one who got back for that. That was wild. Buck says, nothing like roast potatoes, mint peas, and a side of panther for dinner. Oh, you know what's better? You know what's better? Horse meat. Horse meat for dinner. I've tasted it nicely 3 times over the last 2 years. So the last 3 times in a row, actually, yeah. Kenny Fryman says, dumb American, though I should have worded, got up early on them. Oh, okay. So you were saying what I was thinking after I realised. So you were talking about how the Storm did absolutely dominate them for the first 20 and then Panthers kind of came back. So, look, yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying there. But no, you're not dumb American. You did word it differently, but you're not dumb American. Andrew says, no, I'm talking about Penrith last week at the start. I wouldn't say it was an ass-kicking. Oh, the first 20 was. The Storm were very, very dominant over them in the first 20. Yeah, the Rabbitohs boys on the sideline there, Shakai Mitchell and Latrell, having a good laugh. When is Trell back, by the way? He's not back that long away. He's only a couple of weeks, surely. Wasn't it around 6 or 7 early doors that we were talking about? I know Cameron Murray's the season, but I think Trell was like 4 or 5 rounds in, wasn't it? The next week, there you go. Yeah. So what's this? Round 4, so round 5. I really want to try Red Rooster's cheesecake fries. They don't have Red Rooster here, but they do have KFC, like I said. Well, they've got Starbucks, KFC, Taco Bell, McDonald's and stuff in Delhi. They have a Starbucks here. I've only been in Agra since like 2 hours ago, so I don't really know too much about this area just yet. Not even 2 hours ago, actually. Probably would have been like an hour and a bit ago. All right, so the Rabbitohs now third tackle at the 22. Do they have Chipotle? I wish they had Chipotle. Andrew, do you like Chipotle? Are you a big fan of Chipotle, Andrew? What's your thoughts, Andrew? David says Storm should be kicked out of the comp. Everyone's getting kicked out of the comp. Let's kick everyone out of the comp except for the Titans. Then we'll win the comp. Jai Arrow's going to have to come off the field here. There is a lot of, just flying elbows right now. Flying elbows. A lot of flying elbows flying around the park at the moment. Keon Kolomatangi, he's been off to a great start here. It'll be fit tackle 45 metres out here from their own line. Jason says, the new hotel have a pool? I'm in an Airbnb. The pool that I was in Delhi, though, at the Lalit, oh my gosh, that pool was incredible, man. That pool was incredible. That was so good, especially with the heat of India. Like, the pool was just brilliant. The Lalit in Delhi was great experience, man. The park was okay. It was fine. But the Lalit was, you're paying for it, though. Like, I paid for that. that was an expensive one. Park wasn't too much cheaper, but it was still cheaper. So 4 tackle here at the 35. Sizes big, only fine women. It depends on your taste, dude. Oh, that's over the top to the right-hand side. That's out the sideline. Another incomplete set here from the Panthers. Another incomplete set here from the Panthers. But, yeah, look, there are many... When you've got a country of 1.5 billion people and probably about, 650 million women, yes, you are going to have some very good-looking women over here. Yes. Not all of them are probably necessarily what you'd be into, but there is definitely some very attractive females in India, yeah. Especially the more, north you go, in my opinion. I feel like the more north, as you go closer, Nepal and whatnot. Delhi, there was some absolute bangers. In Punjab, which is, the north as well, where Amritsar and whatnot is, everyone says that's where, the best-looking women in India are from. Third tackle now at the 45. Could he grab a monkey and bring him on stream? You're an idiot. When I'm in Thailand, I'd do that. He'll steal the laptop, though. Oh, he's going over sideline. That's good work for the Panthers. They took the Rabbitohs over the sideline there. So, at the very least, the Panthers were able to make up for their error. When I'm in Thailand, I can do that. We're watching Rabbitohs versus Panthers, and I've got people asking me before if I would still stream if I was a worm, and then now we've got Jay saying, "Have you had a ladyboy experience yet?" What do you think this is? What why do we think this is here, lads? Is this a rugby league stream or is this a ladyboy worm stream? Let's go on. They will grab you, so beware. No, they won't. I'm big enough here. That a lot of people, they're so much smaller than me that I guarantee you I've got away with a lot of stuff of scammers and stuff because they're scared to come up to me. 4th tackle now at the 28. That's actually the truth too. 20 minutes gone in the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Lindsay Smear down at the 18. Here's the Panthers' first relative attack. It's not a consistent attack, but at least it's one tackle here. 5th inside the 20. Dane Laurie taken down. 8 minutes out. Ladyboy stream in Thailand. Sick individuals. All right. So Rabbitohs ball here at the 9. That's what, their second or third. That's probably their third completed set through 7 for the Panthers. Team stats. They've had 33% possession, the Panthers, but that's their own fault. 3 from 6. They're 50% completion right now, the Panthers. 50% completion rate. That is insane. The Panthers have lost... What? Did they just say the Panthers have lost the last 17 straight games that they've conceded first? That's a wild stat. Considering that they won the comp last year. But obviously they lost last week. And I'm sure they would have conceded the Roosters first as well. So it makes sense. They were the first team to score against the Sharks. So probably is. Society is interesting, BK. What was that city you named asking for research purposes? So Punjab is not a city. It's like a state. Right? So it's like a Queensland, like a New South Wales. So Punjab is like up to the north, around the Kashmiri section, which is the hotly debated, depends where you are, but a hotly debated section up in the north, which is between Pakistan, China, and India, but mainly Pakistan and India. So third tackle here, mostly Oda with a good run to the 22. Fourth tackle now. Panthers are starting to get a move on. Maybe they're doing what they did last week. Maybe they are doing what they did last week. Fifth tackle now, 11 metres away. It's a very controversial topic to talk about. That's why I had to kind of skim around it. Up it goes! Oh, Liam Martin knocks the ball on. It's definitely knock on. It's definitely knock on, even Liam Martin. If it's still live, then that's a try, because Isaac Tunga gets it, but I'm pretty certain that Liam Martin is a guaranteed knock on. Oh, they scored first. Oh, okay, well that doesn't get included in the stat then, yeah. So Liam Martin goes up and, yeah, he's definitely going to knock this ball on. Unless White knocks... It does go off the boot, and it does look like it's going backwards, but I guarantee you they still call this forward. But you could make the argument this goes backwards. Oh, but he's dragging it forward. Yeah, it's going to be called knock on. Yep. So what the commentary is failing to acknowledge here is that his back is facing towards the dead ball line. And he's grabbing the ball. And as he's coming down, yes, like it's coming hit his boot, which is behind him. But also he's kind of like dragging it like this. And if his back is that way, which is a knock on, and he's dragging it like this, that's why they're going to call that a knock on. Candace, it's just off topic here. Everything here has been off topic. We've had Ladyboy chat. We've had bloody everything chat. People asking me if I'm a worm in the chat. So don't worry, man. You can say what you want. Candace, it's just off topic here, but what are your thoughts on Kobe, who've been at a high level since the ISO brothers, which are the ISO brothers? No, he's been incredible, dude. It's been so good to see. Kobe's been phenomenal, man, to watch. Josh Giddey. It's the Australian Starling whip from home, baby, you know? Whip that muddy bitch home. What a beautiful Australian stallion, man. Rabbitohs are away here. Koloamatangi knocks it on. Koloamatangi. Oh, no. It's not a knock on. Cody Walker caught. Oh, I thought that was dropped. My bad. So, fit tackle here for the Rabbitohs, and they're 13 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle. Mummuzelis out to Cody Walker. Good pass. Good pass. Good pass. Drop out. I think that's a drop out. Yeah, it will be. Don't ride the jet skis. They sell you in the water. They try to charge you for damage when they pull them out of the water. Are you talking about Thailand? Well, I'll definitely be asking more advice on Thailand. I've still got Vietnam to go first. Vietnam, I'll be in June 9th. June 9th. But I'll definitely be talking more about like all that closer to. Week by week, that Vegas loss versus Penrith on paper ages like milk. Week by week. So Rabbitohs got this ball at 22 after the dropout. It was a great hit there by Thomas Jenkins on Ravalawa. They go to the left, first tackle. And up the middle, good run here by LeBlanc. Liam LeBlanc at the 15. I'll read that coming out in a second because I need to kind of understand that in my own head. Third tackle here, 7 metres out, Saliva Havili. If the Rabbitohs score here and go up 16-0, that's wild. Mummuzelis off to Cody Walker. Keon Koloamatangi had space, just didn't find it quick enough. Fourth tackle. Fourth tackle now, 5 metres away. Peter Mummuzelis, he gets it to Havili. Oh, fifth tackle, 1 metre out. Fit tackle, 1 metre out. They roll it back into Mamazelis. Out to Humphreys. Humphreys, short ball. Not necessarily the play. I can see what they'll try and do, but it mixes it up a little bit. Didn't work out. So fit tackle, turnover. Panthers bought the 4. So week by week, that Vegas loss versus Penrith on paper ages like milk. Why? Cleary was playing. And Edwards was playing. Was he not? Or was he not playing? Was Edwards playing? Edwards was playing, wasn't he? I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be. Yeah, Edwards was playing. Their 1 through 5 was straight up. They had Nathan Cleary. Yeah, no, I disagree. I think the Panthers were a lot more stable. I think that you're looking at the lineup now and assuming that was their lineup then, and that would be then sure. If the Sharks lost to this Panthers team, that would age not like milk, but that would have already been 100-year-old milk by the time you got it, and that's aged even further. And it says that's a crazy call. How is Jack Whiten completing a tackle? The tackle here at the 27 for the Rabbitohs. Since we're off topic, who's winning the Champions League? Manchester City, don't want to hear it. 4 tackle now at the 40. Screw Cooper Flag, the Bulls are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Screw Cooper Flag, Eastern Conference Finals, they're winning the entire NBA. The only reason that you've said Eastern Conference Finals is because you know the Cavaliers are getting whooped in them. Brett says, yeah, in Thailand, mainly in Phuket on the beach. Well, Phuket's the first place I'm going to. But trust me, when you go to India, fit tackle, they kick it up, and this might be a penalty. Yep, it's a penalty to the Rabbitohs. Penalty for a late hit there on the kicker. Penalty for a late hit on the kicker, Liam Henry, so it's going to be Rabbitohs penalty 10 metres out to the side. Like, they could go over the 2. I don't think they will, though. Trust me, this place is the biggest wake-up call for you in India. That you're always going to take your time to get to know a country and know where you are and be aware of your surroundings, but you have a pretty good idea and knowledge of kind of how to avoid scams pretty quickly. I think they're going to go for the 2. No, they're not. They're not going for the 2. They're going for the try. Smart. No, they are going for the 2. Don't worry. Oh, no, they are going for the try. No, they are going for the 2. Damn, that was all over the shop. They just didn't really know what was happening just then. Naturalize is so soft. Oh, it's a penalty. There's no debate whether that's a penalty or not. It's an absolute penalty. But at this point, the Panthers just haven't been good enough in this game. And this is what they've been for the majority part of the season. But they've also got excuses with the players that they've got out. I think that I would have tipped the Panthers if they had their players of Nathan Cleary and Edwards and all their players here. But I tipped the Rabbitohs because I just thought there was too much a kerfuffle in the team. But that was a penalty for sure. You're going to go to Houan in Vietnam. Houan? I know I'm going Hanoi, Ha Long Bay. Obviously Da Nang and whatnot there. Vung Tau, my daddy's. Ho Chi Minh. Buon Ma Thuot, I'm also going to because it's a very big coffee capital there. And there's like Tan Noa, something like that. Anyway, a whole bunch of places. I'm going to the Gold Coast Anzac Day weekend. What would you recommend to do? There is a lot to do on the Gold Coast, man. Go to Playboys. Or Hollywood Showgirls. Hollywood Showgirls. Oh, that's out in the fall. Oh, Panthers are in a shambles. Panthers are in a shambolic natural game. The Hollywood Showgirls. Oh, boy. What happened to the... Oh, it's always kind of been M-rated channel, to be fair. It's always kind of been... Go to Dracula's. Dracula's might be good if you're young. Depends on how young you are. I think I went to Dracula's when I was like 18th birthday, 19th birthday or something. Free entry before 10 p.m. and up by strings. Yeah, you know well, don't you, Sundo? You know well, don't you? You know all the nits and grits of it, don't you? Free entry before 10 p.m. and half bar strings, mate. You must be a local. So the Rabbitohs now, oh wait, no, you are, because you're always on the Gold Coast. Third tackle now at the 10. And it's going to be Mamazelis. He gives it off to the left-hand side. Havili! Oh, he's so close. Half a metre out, 4 tackle. Mamazelis. Short ball. This is a try. That's a try for Kolomatangi. That's a double for Keon Kolomatangi. And it is 16-0 here with a kid to come. This Panthers team right now there's no way they can win this game from me if they keep playing like this. If they keep playing like this, they'll get beaten by 40. Like, and this Rabbitohs team is, with all due respect to Rabbitohs fans, it's not spectacular. It really isn't. But this Panthers team right now is showing severe vulnerability. Severe vulnerability where I think a lot of teams can beat this team. I think if Cleary is... Because usually you see Jerome Luai holding the line here. He's not. He's not there. And if Cleary gets injured, and he has been showing quite a few injuries over the years, if Cleary gets injured, this Panthers team's gone. Edwards is a big loss here, man. Big loss. Condom shop. We'll go there and then Oliver Chogos. That's what I've heard. Yeah, that's what you heard, is it? That's what you've heard, Sunday. Ah, yes. Casino is fun. Well, Sunday's always working at the casino. What's going on, Panthers? Well, that's why I was so brain-baffling, dead, muddy bitched when I saw it. When you guys told me the Panthers were $1.30 favourites. I never understood how the Panthers were $1.30 favourites. It will surprise me until the end of this game. It'll surprise me until I forget about it after the game finishes. So you will hear about this the longer this game goes on. How the fuck are the Panthers $1.30 in this game? It never made sense. It never made sense. Panthers defense stinks. Right now it does. This whole season it does, actually. Yeah, they've conceded what now? Over 100 for sure. They've conceded probably about 110 now. Oh, Craig Howard, unfortunately, you've said make it a 50 already. You've got to wait to the thrifty 30, Craig. You said they're coming to bunnies. You've got to wait to the thrifty 30. You know this by now. I know you've been here for long enough to know. Ravalawa at the 25. You know the rules and regulations here at BKR Sport. You cannot mention a defeated bomber until the thrifty 30. Otherwise, you get time to answer. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget, I will be live tomorrow as my Gold Coast Titans will be taking the Sydney Roosters. And then we've got the Battle of Brisbane, or the Battle of Brisbane versus whoever the Dolphins are, the game after. 4 tackle now at the 50 for the Rabbits. I hear that the casinos in the Gold Coast be showing a natural 9 in Baccarat. I've never understood Baccarat, and I never will understand Baccarat. Fair tackle now at the 38. And they're going to put that into the corner. This is their 17th completed sets here. Oh, no way. Dane Laurie's knocked the ball on. Oh, no. Oh, no. You guys are going to get pumped today. Oh, this is going to be a pumping, dude. This is going to be a pumping. Oh, my gosh. Rabbits were only 9% on NRL tipping. That makes no sense. I tipped the Rabbits. How is this such a... How am I a part of 9%? It should have been like 60, maybe 55, 60%. Look at the... Oh, anyway, I'm going to be surprised the whole time. 3rd tackle in 9 minutes out. Like, this is bad for the Panthers. But, like, it's... 9% is just ludicrous. Out to Jai Gray, Alex Johnston, who is okay after before. He's down 5 minutes out. Somebody's pretending to be Laurie. Hey, Mitchell, you might be right. He's on for a 5 of tries allowed because of his knock-ons. And that ball will bounce slowly, and then Laurie will get taken out of the dead ball line. This is still, for me, similar possession. Still, for me, similar possession to that knock-on there. So, he's on for a 5 of drop ball leading to tries. How's the IPL? I haven't been to the IPL just yet. There hasn't been any games in the Delhi region. There is maybe one next week in Jaipur, where I'm going to be in Jaipur next week, which is the Pink City. So Jaipur is next week, and the Rajasthan Royals play there, so I'm probably going to try and get to the Rajasthan Royals game. All right, they kick this ball down to the 20, and it's going to be Michaela Ravalawa to the 15. The Panthers are just getting manhandled right now, and it's because, 1, the Rabbits haven't looked decent, but also 2, the Panthers have dropped every ball humanly possible. But 9% and $1.30 still just makes my brain... It just makes my brain explode. 3rd tackle here, 5 away. Damn, I wish I could bloody gamble here because I would have won money. That's a try. The Rabbitohs run to the post. Tavita that Tavita Totola? Tavita Totola. No, it's not Tavita Totola. It's the number 10, Davy Mawali, sorry. I was just looking, because Tavita Totola started in the 10 today. But Davy Mawali will score the try here for the Rabbitohs, and it's 22-0 the kick to come. Rabbits 13 plus was paying $7. I never would have tipped 13 plus. I never would have gone that way. I would have gone 1 or 12. Because I was still very, very much so on the 50-50 wagon. But I definitely lent with the Rabbits. Tipped the Rabbits as well. People just think Panthers are unstoppable. Roosters proved that wrong. I think 70%. 60 to 70% of that 91% that tipped the Panthers for the reason you just said. Because they just... Maybe they don't watch the game outside of their team and they just watch the results, which is fair. People do that. They don't have time like we do. But they watch the results and they see, oh, they were close against Melbourne in Melbourne, which actually was a great game for them. They were close against the Roosters, and they might not be a Roosters fan and whatnot, so they don't really care too much for the actual context behind it. They're just like, it's a close game between two good teams. And they beat the Sharks. So a lot of casuals would have tipped the Panthers based on the name alone, and that the Rabbitohs have been poor for a couple of years now. And then there will be about 20% of people who actually know what they're doing, or maybe even 30%. I'll give 30%. 30% of people who know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, they still lent with the Panthers, which I can understand. I can understand how you lent that way. And they're just going to get it wrong. And that's just going to happen. But for 9% of people to say that the South Sydney team was going to win, considering that they are 2-3, I don't care that it was against two teams that they weren't good. Dolphins and Dragons haven't won a game yet. But it's just, it really is incredible. It really is incredible. And I don't feel like a lot of people would have taken their own analysis into their minds, or they wouldn't have known that Cleary wasn't playing and Edwards wasn't playing. They wouldn't have known all this shit. They wouldn't have taken into account the Jerome Luai loss of last year and all this shit. Jai Gray's away here. Oh, taking out a 30-second tackle. Compare the Panthers this year with the Broncos from 2024. The Broncos lost 4 key players of their grand final team. The Panthers have lost that one too many, in my personal opinion. They didn't even necessarily look that unbelievable with Nathan Cleary this year. There is a big difference. There is a big difference. Jeff Masters, Panthers for Wooden Spoon 2025. that would be something. Tigers win the comp, Panthers get the spoon. That would be something. Saliva Havili look a little bit worrisome. I tip Penrith because I'm an idiot. That's not what I'm saying. Like, people can tip Penrith and have got it just simply wrong on a 50-50. I completely get that, because I was 50-50. I just said that I was more confident in the Rabbitohs for sure, and I'll tip them. The annoyance is the severity of the odds and the severity of the numbers. That's a knock on again from the Panthers. Oh my god. Luke Garner has knocked the ball on. It's forward and knock on. It's a double whammy. It serves the same purpose, but it's a double whammy. That's forward and a knock on. This is actually just insane. What happened to second man up mentality, Penrith? Mitchell says, don't worry, Laurie's just waiting for the game to be over to turn it on. First tackle with the Rabbits at 25. Rice says, I tipped the Rabbits as well. It was wild how many people were only going Panthers because they just can't lose 3 in a row. Exactly. Every game at the end of the day is its own individual game. Cody Walker, Jai Gray steps over the top. Alex Johnston. Good defense. There's at least some good defense there. There's at least some good defense there for the Panthers. Max Watson says, I don't understand these short dropouts where no one contests the ball and the opposition just get a free set on the line. They've done it twice now, kick long or contest a short kick. So, from my conversations with Titans boys and whatnot, because that's all I can go off because I don't know the boys of any other teams and whatnot. From my conversations with Titans boys, the thought process from pretty much every single player in every single team is you may as well go for the 50-50 chance of getting the ball back. Now, you can throw out a number and say it's a 60-40 chance that you don't, or a 70-30. You can throw out whatever number, but they see it as a 50-50 chance to get the ball back. And, oh, for God's sake, Panthers. Oh, my gosh, they've thrown an intercept. Rabbitohs taking down at the 35. Oh, my gosh, Panthers. What's their completion rate? What is their completion rate? Their completion rate is 54%. Like, they're making the Rabbitohs seem like a world beater. But if you don't have this scoreline with a percentage of 71% in the first half and an extra 12 sets, like, there's a problem. Oh my gosh, they might score again. Ravalawa, I think he's been dragged over there afterwards. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. It's the correct call. It's a penalty here to the Rabbits. You can say you don't know about that at all, but absolutely, that was a penalty. There's no way you can say it was momentum. So Ravalawa goes down there. No. Stops there, gets dragged over. No. It's not a tough call, McInnes. It's not a tough call. Look about a metre before he goes off the sideline, and you can see that it's not a tough call. His momentum stops, and then there's the extra drag. It's a very split second, but you watch it again. You know what I'm talking about. Buck says their forwards and outside backs were crushing it the last 4 years. Well, their backs can't work without the halves. And they've got no halves today. They've got To'alau and Jack Cole. Jack Cole hasn't done anything this year for them. So Mumbles Ellis gets it off out to Cody Walker. Cody Walker, short ball, Jack White. Been happy with Cody Walker today. He's the right, absolutely his name. It's the right call, Rev. I don't know, but it's the annoyance of Mick Anderson Voss saying that's a tough call, that's a wrong call. No, it's not. Send Sherry Evans over now, thanks. Fourth tackle here, 8 metres away. Out to Jai Gray. Jai Gray, Jack White and fit tackle 4 out. Damn, this is a score, dude. Jai Gray's going to score. Yep, he scored. 6 again as well. You're getting whooped today. 28-0 the kick to come. Jai Gray scores. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, I'll give your boy a shout out for that one, Mitchell. We're up to 3 now. We're up to 3. We only need 2 more for Dane Laurie. We only need 2 more. We only need 2 more. He makes any kind of better tackle attempt on that. Oh, Buck, you've gone too early, mate. You've gone too early. It's only 28-0, man. The conversion hasn't been taken yet, and you don't even know if he's going to get the conversion. Slapper says, we'll be very sad times at Centrelink next week if the Panthers kick this up. Oh, the old Centrelink. The old Centers. Well, based off of the memes of both these clubs, you'd argue that this is the battle of Centrelink between the two teams. And it says, oh my gosh, and this is the reason why people blame the ref by commentating like that. Absolutely, it annoyed the shit out of me because you could clearly see that he stopped. It was a minuscule part, but it stopped and then got tracked. So this is going to be the halftime score. Jamie Humphries will miss the kick. You deserve the timeout, Buchanan, anyway. So it is 28-0 at halftime. The Panthers have looked worse than a STD. It has been really, really poor. It has been, like, I'm about to go through some stats here and just blow your mind. Blow your mind. I tell you, it's going to be wild. But guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. We're going to be live for every single game this weekend. And I'm glad the internet's working beautifully in India. Nowhere I've gone so far, the internet's been bad. It's been perfect, so we're fine. Kilometre with the double, Johnson with the try, Moali and Jai Gray all scoring. So, team list. Not team list, why am I looking at that? Team stats, 72% to the Rabbitohs, 28% to the Panthers. 72% to the Rabbitohs, 28% to the Panthers. That is wild. That is wild. Ryder says, can you show the game? No. Completion rate is 92% for the Rabbitohs, 23 from 25. That is a beautiful completion rate. So I actually, before I mention what the Panthers' abhorrent completion rate is, I want to say that's a big shout out to the Rabbitohs. Because yes, the Panthers can be a shambles. Yes, the Panthers can play absolutely shithouse. But the Rabbitohs aren't. Because 92% completion rate is phenomenal. You could easily go into a shithouse grind. You know, where both the teams are playing poorly. Both are really struggling. Knock-ons here, knock-ons there, knock-ons everywhere. The Rabbitohs aren't doing that. They're not buying into that. So 23 from 25 at 92% is actually really, really good. Whilst the Panthers are at 50%. So for people who don't really necessarily know how to look at these numbers, you kind of want to average it at around 80% for a normal completion rate. 80% is what you would average at. You would like to. 77% to 80% is usually okay. But 80% is kind of where you're aiming for it at the minimum, really. 92% of the Rabbitohs is incredible. 50%, 6 through 12 for the Panthers. So a really, really bad, a bad completion rate is anything below 75%. Anything below 75% means, 1/3 you're making a mistake. A really, really bad, awful completion rate is 60%. That's pathetic. 50% is not even worth your time looking at. That's not, it's not even worth, that's just, it's outrageous. 50% is disgusting. All runs, 51 runs to the Panthers, 113 runs to the Rabbitohs. The Panthers have made 500 metres, the Rabbitohs have made 929. So you look at that and you say 51 runs, 500, most of those carries are probably going to be coming from the forwards. So they're averaging about 10 metres per run. So that's actually, the middles are not making the metres when they've actually got the ball. It's just that their backs are ultimately making a lot of mistakes. Then again, Garner is not a back. He made a couple of mistakes. But 929 run metres is phenomenal. It's not averaging at the 10 metres per run, like the Panthers are, but 929 is great. Post-contact metres is 346 to 172. Considering that that's half. That's half. Yeah, that's half. 6 line breaks for the Rabbitohs is 0 for the Panthers. 21 tackle breaks for the Rabbitohs in the first half to 4 for the Panthers. Bang, there you go. I wasn't wrong in regards to what the forward's going to be able to try and achieve here. 42.28 for the average set distance for the Panthers, 36.65 for the Rabbitohs. 42.28. So they are making meters when they have the ball. They're just making mistakes galore. They're just making a bunch of mistakes, and which is giving the Rabbitohs possession and the ability to complete their sets, because they are completing their sets, which is on the Rabbitohs and why that is still a good performance there from the Rabbitohs. But 42.28 average set distance is actually really good. People who don't know those numbers, you kind of want to look towards the 35 plus for at least an average. 40 plus set distance, average set distance is where you're looking towards. So 42.28 is really good. 36.59 is not fantastic for the Rabbitohs, but it's pretty basic. But again, they're at 28-0. Who gives a shit? Kick return meters 114.93. The play the ball speed is 3.07 seconds here for the Panthers. 3.94 seconds for the Rabbitohs, 3.07 seconds for the Panthers, which means the Panthers are playing the ball faster. Here's an idea: play it slower, because you're knocking the ball on and you're making mistakes galore. Compose yourself, and that's the issue with no Cleary, with no Edwards, with no Luai, with all these guys out. You need to see Isaiah Yeo step in and say, hey, listen, lads, slow that damn well play the ball down. Slow it down. Because it's all well and good that if they were rolling and then moving and they're playing well, then 3.07 seconds as a play the ball speed is really good for the Panthers. That's a phenomenal play the ball speed. And 3.94 seconds for the Rabbitohs is actually quite slow. That's really slow. There's a big telling point right there that people won't even look at. The Panthers are playing too fast. And then they don't have the ability to play in this game. They need to adjust the way they're playing. They're making mistakes because they're not thinking about it. Like Trent To'olau. What did I say in the first 10 minutes? He's making mistakes because he's thinking too much. He's not just going in and playing the game of footy that he's a professional for, which he is a professional still. He's not going and playing that. He's making mistakes based on thinking too much. The Panthers are in their own heads here, and I think that play the ball speed needs to be actually slowed down, which you wouldn't say that much usually. Offloads-wise, 4-3 at the Panthers. They're getting more offloads away. Kick defusal percentage is 40% for the Rabbitohs, 6% for the Panthers. You don't even look at that in a game like this. Effective tackle percentage. Panthers actually have got a good effective tackle percentage here. 90.73% is good. 89.38% for the Rabbitohs is also pretty good. Really good. So 101 tackles made for the Rabbits, 4 missed tackles for the Rabbits. But for the Panthers, 274 tackles made to 25 missed tackles. But when you're making that many tackles, that's going to happen. Again, in one half, they have had to put up with 111 runs. 111 runs and 92% completion rate through 25 sets. Well, there's the stats for you. You haven't seen that. You wouldn't have seen, I'll give you this. You wouldn't have seen those stats for the Tigers last year a lot of the time. The Tigers have won 3 wooden spoons in a row. You would not have seen those stats for the Tigers much, if at all. I don't think you would have seen these stats for the Tigers. That's insane to me. Oh, let's get back to the chat. That is just wild. Oh no, this guy did he start crying because he couldn't watch the game? Oh, he asked again, can you show the game? Then what did he say? Can you show the game again? Oh no, can you get a job? Every time, Daz gets me every time. And then he asked, can you show the game? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that people don't read the chat, that people are replying to him. All right, let's go back up here. Desmond says, this reminds me of when Patrick Mahomes got whooped in Super Bowl 55 and 59. 55. Of course you're going to bring 55 into it. Sandra says, I hate the Rabbits, but this is good to see. The Panthers dynasty is finally coming to an end. It's like you can't look at this game and not tell me the Panthers haven't lost too many players. I'm aware that Cleary is out and will be back either next week, week after, whatever. And I'm aware that Edwards will be back. But the point is that Cleary has an injury track record where Luai will always take over. The Panthers right now are showing me signs of what the Broncos did last year. And that is where they lost 4 key players and then they went on to fall off dramatically, losing 46-18 to the Gold Coast despite being up 18-12 or 18-10 at halftime. That's the type of team the Broncos were last year. So for me, the Panthers are, again, question them and put concerns on them at your own peril. They are going to go 1 win from 4 though. And that is a worrying sign considering they took on a Roosters team that looks awful this year. Sure, they might beat the Titans tomorrow, but I'm still able to say that they don't look good this year, the Roosters. And then, like they lost to the Warriors and also lost to the 50 to the Broncos. So Roosters are still not good. I'm just saying, the Panthers are really concerning right now. Really concerning long term. Even with Cleary, in my opinion. Should Chooks fans be worried next week? Chooks fans should be worried right now for tomorrow. Mitchell says, you're welcome, South. Laurie's man of the match. That is correct. TJ Tower says, it's giving me Seagulls versus Raiders last week vibes, but no sin bin. No. What this game is giving me right now is more so... I understand where you're coming from, but I would say no, because the Raiders were phenomenal for 20 minutes of that game. The Raiders were a premiership contending defence for the first 20 minutes before it went loosey-goosey for them. The Panthers never showed that here. This right now is giving me the Storm Panthers game from last week, but if the Storm went on with it. Because the Storm did this, but for the first 20 minutes, before slowing it down, the Panthers got back into the game, made a competitive game, without clearing, without Edwards and whatnot. The Rabbitohs aren't allowing them to do this, but also the Panthers are way worse this week than they were last week because they are just continuously knocking the ball on. They've had a 50% completion rate. 6 from 12 is unheard of. Unheard of at halftime. It's unheard of. Brocky Sports says, battle is settling. All of the bandwagon Panthers fans putting their teeth back in. Gee whiz, Panthers. Well, listen, I've said this for years now. Panthers fans, they were rightly so able to give shit to all the opposition teams. They were rightly so able to really rub it in your face. I did say that when time comes and you do fall off a little bit, you're going to cop it. You're going to cop it, and they're going to cop it. Dazmate says, I'm so going on the Panthers Insta and start trolling these toothless fans. There we go. This is reminding me of the James Maloney days. Damn, I don't even really... it's hard for me to picture James Maloney at the Panthers. I know he was there, but I always think of James Maloney, obviously Chooks or Sharks, and I mainly looked at him towards the Sharks because of 2016, even though I know Chooks fans will hate that. No way they just put... Brocky, no, they are just putting Rabbits jerseys on. What did Brocky say? All the bandwagon Panthers fans putting their teeth back in? I've read that comment. I didn't even recognise that was from Brocky. Someone says, just drop a 100 rider and pops up. Yeah, you drop 100 USD rider and the game pops up for you. I shouldn't probably say that, to be fair. Allegedly, that's what happens. Allegedly. I don't know if you guys remember when we did the Olympic Sevens the other year. We were doing the Olympic Sevens and Fiji were playing. And people were buying memberships for $5, thinking that if they bought a $5 membership, and I realised this afterwards, I was just thanking them live and being appreciative, but I realised afterwards, because some of them were like, oh, I can't see the game. So I think we gained 34, 35 memberships from people who thought that they could buy the $5 membership and then they'd be able to watch it with me commentating. Still a compliment, but... Unfortunately, they got unknowingly scammed. Their fault, though. Craig says, my call might not have been too early. No. Craig, you're not understanding. we have like a joke rule on the channel that you don't speak about the 50 until the 30. I think that the 50 absolutely could happen. I can say that. But as a rule on the channel, otherwise we get people saying it at 4-0 and shit like that. We do this thing where unless it gets to the thrifty 30, so 30 points, you get timed out if you say 50 beforehand. It's just the thing we've had for ages. Blah, blah, blah says Luai and Fish were the source of Panthers' power. Absolutely. Well, they're a big part of it. The source, maybe not so much, but a big part of it, absolutely. Cecilia says, unlike the Panthers, absolutely unlike the Panthers, but there's also a reason for that. There is also a reason for that, and that's why $1.30 for the Panthers was absolutely ludicrous from the start. TJ Tower says, would you say if Luai stayed at the Panthers and was playing, would have been a different outcome? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think that Luai would have been able to settle them down earlier. I think absolutely. I don't know if they would be leading the game, but you've also got to take an acknowledgement that the Rabbitohs are winning 28-0 based off about a billion errors from the Panthers, and the Rabbitohs are just taking the opportunities and doing what they need to do with it. If Luai's there, I think their play the ball speed would have been slowed up. I think that Fisher Harris is there, the play the ball speed would have been slowed up. I think Isaiah Yeo needs to step in and really slow that play the ball up because it's not working for him. It's a really fast play the ball and it's just not working for them because they're making a whole bunch of errors and they're gassed from defense. They've made 274 tackles in the first half. That is insane. To have a 91.03% effective tackle percentage in the first half, despite missing 24 tackles, is wild work. That's wild work. I think the Rabbitohs will score 50 here. I'll say that. I think they will, based on the fact that the Panthers cannot not be gassed. They have to be gassed to oblivion right now. And they're at fault. They are absolutely the fault. They have allowed the Rabbitohs... They've given this game open-handed to the Rabbitohs and said, take it. Travis said, what a cracker first half. Fantastic first half. And he says, TJ, have you watched Luai the Tigers? Yeah, but I wouldn't compare Luai Tigers to Luai Panthers. Luai Panthers was in a system and was rolling and whatnot. I think the game would be different. Penrith fans are crying on socials. There's no sympathy there, man. Fair, because he is a major reason why they have turned around their season, but yet to play a good team. Tigers have a lot of question marks still, but I like them against the Dolphins. But the Dolphins are also awful. Harmon says, Daz, I'm a Penrith supporter, but I knew this game was going to go to the Rabbits. See, that's the thing, Harmon. I'm glad that you said that. Because $1.30 for the Panthers, I'm going to say this the entire stream, guys, especially with this scoreline. How the fuck were the Panthers $1.30 to win this game? It was just something else. Sometimes they do that even when they win, Daz. Can you guys remember back about maybe 40 minutes ago where our biggest problem was someone talking about how there's no wheat bix in India? Now the biggest problem is the odds of this game and the Panthers just getting blown out. And now we've got these kids in the back with no shirts on, just throwing their shirts around. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Max Watson says, let us cop 50 points tonight so we have a chance of breaking the 50-point conceded premiership record. Firstly, that second half has started, guys. Thumbs up and subscribe. Firstly, that record is absolutely dog shit. The Knights conceded 49 points in 2001 and won the comp. I get the gist of it, though. The second thing is, there's no way you can tell me through the first 4 rounds here that you are confident that the Panthers are going to finish top 4, let alone win the comp. And it's like, you're still going to be backing your team in for sure, but you've got to put your hand up and say this is not looking good even with Cleary. Because in the first 10 minutes last week, they didn't look anything convincing with Cleary. Because they were still down, weren't they, at the time? I think they were. I think they were down 6-0 or 8-0 or whatever. They've now got Scotty Sorensen out next week as well. I'm pretty certain Cleary plays next week, but not sure. I don't know what's happening with Edwards. And again, they lost so many players from they've now lost that many players. I know for years everyone's been saying that this year is the year and this year is the year because they've lost Crichton, they've lost that big Psychotowy Sow, and they've lost these kind of guys. But I just think that Luai and Fisher Harris has really whacked him for 6. Really whacked him for 6. Steve says, not a Rabbits fan, but I'm loving that score. Hey, you need to have a good performance tomorrow, Steve, against the Dolphins. The Broncos have no excuses not to whoop the Dolphins tomorrow. They've got no excuses, but I'm going to tip the Broncos 1-12. I'll tip the Broncos 1-12. 4 tackle now. Bucks says, errors killed the Storm. Some of the calls against the Storm were dreadful as well. No, I didn't have too much of a problem last week. I can't remember it, but I didn't really. I usually will remember if I thought that the referee had a poor performance. Good charge out there from Liam Martin. He's actually going to get the ball. Good effort there from him. Good effort. Shout out. You wouldn't have seen that in the first. You didn't see that in the first half, so good to see the effort there from Liam Martin. I think it's best I stay out of Penrith for a few weeks, dearie me. What have you done? What have you done? Andrew says the missing player from last week is in New South Wales Cup this week. Justice for Blake. Oh, no. Gosh, way. Isaiah made the mistake too. That is a really, really weak forward pass. That is a weak forward pass. That was your chance. That was your chance. You've been slaughtered for 40 minutes and then you throw the ball a metre forward like that. Did you refund them the memberships? You can't refund memberships on it. I don't think you can. Can you? I don't know. No, it was rating and wow. Oh, you loser. Second tackle. Yeah, this guy, I'm trying to message him. I tried to message him on Facebook and whatnot. And he goes, I'm playing WoW. And knock on from the Rabbitohs here. I'm playing WoW. Version. Blah, blah, blah says those younger Panthers fans, who've known nothing but dominating, getting a reality check. Yeah, like the Panthers went through some rougher years. Not like rough like Titans, Tigers kind of rough or Warriors. But if you are younger than, say, 15, because I don't really think you would know too much as a 15-year-old. Like, if you're born in 2010 and being 15 this year, I don't think you would know too much of the mid-2000s, mid-2010s, late 2010s kind of deal. So it's going to be 6 again now for the Panthers, and they're 20 metres out here from the line. Andrew says, surely Panthers can't be that bad again in the second half. Catch the ball and just go back to basics in the first 10 minutes would be a start. I agree. They've kicked the ball up the top. It's going to be a try. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. It's a knock-on. It's very close. I commend Isaac Tungo for the attempt. I commend the Panthers for throwing it around. I think this will be no try, though. But, Andrew, you would hope so. You would hope so, Andrew Titch. This is going to be... I think Jai Gray has been the one that stopped this from being a try. I don't think Tungo even touches that here. But I think he knocks it on as he goes with the attempted try over here. Oh, no, he does touch it. Yeah. Oh, he just said Isaiah Tass. It's Isaac Tungo, bunker. That's not really a good bit of confidence there from the bunker to call him Isaiah Tass. I can understand it in live play, but when you've got slow motion play, Isaiah Tass plays for the opposition team. Unless you're talking about Jai Gray, Bunker's now confused the shit out of me because Isaiah Tass is nowhere even close. And definitely not on. Oh my gosh, this Rider guy still asked to show the game. Rider, can you show the game, please? Brother, listen to me, okay? So it's going to be Rabbitohs ball hit, 20. 7 tackle set. 7 tackle set. All you have to do, my friend, all you have to do is get a job. Because obviously the broadcasting rights don't allow you to play the game for free illegally, which is what you're looking for in a legal stream. First tackle now. Also, this is on free on Channel 9. Buy membership. So first tackle here for the Rabbitohs at the 35. And Saliva Havili now to the 40. Second. Oh. Okay, the Panthers tried. They ripped it out. It was fine. It was 1-on-1, but the Rabbitohs get the ball back. 100% I agree. Luai at Penrith is crazy good. I'm just saying, going off this season. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an awful second half, guys. Another knock-on. We've seen in 4 minutes of play, 4 knock-ons. 4 knock-ons. We've seen 4 knock-ons in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Michael Nimitz says, hi, everyone is on TV. Yeah, we don't understand. Like, if you're asking on a Saturday, I'd get it. Would probably still say the same joke of get a job and whatnot. But all the 6 p.m. game on a Friday. But every other game, like this game, tomorrow night's 8 p.m. game, the Sunday game at 4 p.m., there's no reason that people should be saying, put the game on. It's going to drag. Yeah, son, it's going to drag. I don't know if the Rabbits get 50 now. They don't look like they want it enough. I don't think the Rabbits want the 50 bomb enough. Second tackle. So much power in being able to say Fitty Bomb while you guys can't still. So much power. Who gave me all of this power? Giovanni Patello says, hey man, just wondering if you could show the games. Settling payments late, can't renew KO. Yeah, well listen, you're going to have to give the old Centrelink a call again, mate, and wait on hold for the next 7 hours. The game might be over by then, and you could probably watch a replay on like YouTube, but you're going to have to get a hold of those, get an advance in your Centrelink payment. So fit tackle now 5 metres away from the line. E. Williams says, what's going on? Tip the Rabbitohs. The back left-hand side, Brian To'o. Good flick back to Dane Laurie. Kicks it through. Jai Gray knocks it on. Knocks it on, champion. Knocks it on, champion. My final score is 42-10. I don't know if there's as many points in it. I don't know. Like, do I think the Panthers score? Surely. What's the Rabbitohs defense been like? They gave up 24 points to the Dragons. They gave up 27 points to the Sharks last week. How much did they give up in the first week? It was like 14 to the Dolphins, 12 to the Dolphins. 14 to the Dolphins, that's right. Now, this defense isn't anything spectacular. So this is even more worrying. So Panthers now 9 metres away here on the line. That tells you they've got no halves. They do not have halves. All right, so it's going to be now Lindsay Smith, second tackle now, 4 metres away from the line. 4 metres away, second tackle, gets it to Isaiah off to Liam Henry, and Henry 5 metres away, third tackle. I knew that was coming, Jay. Third tackle now, 3 metres away from the Panthers. Can they at least score? Surely, Liam Martin, they will score. There you go. There's the Panthers try there to make it 28-4 with the kick to come. It would have been a 6 again as well. 6, 12, 18, 24. They need 4 more converted tries, lads. 4 more converted tries. Max Watson says, I'm definitely not anywhere near as confident as other years, but the confidence is still there. I honestly believe they make the 8 with a full-strength team that their experience can carry them. Can is the key word there. So I'll take that. But I would say that right now, I think the Sharks have had enough years in the finals that there's no excuse this year in the finals. The Storm definitely will beat this Panthers team in the finals. 100%. But then again, this is not a full-strength Panthers team. Who else is there? I don't think the Broncos... if the Panthers play like this against anybody, they'll get knocked out. But we're 4 rounds into the season. It's just that they're always going to cop the harshest criticism. You go back 5 years ago, and the harshest criticism will always come to the Roosters because they'd won in 2019 and 2018. So they won 2 years in a row. So the harshest criticism in 2020 was always going to go to the Roosters. You know, the harshest criticism in 2011 was the Titans because they were able to be that new team that got all the way to the preliminary final and then came last the next year. You know, but at the end of the day, the teams that get the furthest, that was just a bit of context because of the new team there. But the biggest teams are always going to cop the harshest criticism based off of their success. And it's deserved criticism. If they go and change this game and win the game from 31 minutes to go, it's a miracle. And I'll sit here and I'll say that there's no one beating the Panthers for the rest of eternity if they win this game from here. But, you know, this is just simple footy now. The Panthers were down 28 on the first half because they would just continuously give the ball back to the Rabbitohs. Again, Rabbitohs fans, I don't want you to feel offended when I say this about your team, but it's also my opinion. The Rabbitohs aren't that good of a team. The Panthers absolutely gave every opportunity for the Rabbitohs, and the credit that I give to them is they took those opportunities, which not every team does. The Storm didn't take all their opportunities last week against the Panthers. They could have won by 50, but they didn't. So the credit goes to the Rabbitohs that they took their opportunities in the first half, but they're also not overall that fantastic of a team that they will normally be up by that margin. There's a reason why they had fought 2 close games against 2 0-3 teams, or 0-2 for the Dragons, and then got pumped by the Sharks. Right, so it's kind of what Panthers to come back now, just so people forget about a certain day in 2023 against a certain team. Time him out. Rice then, love you. No, you're a Titans fan. Give him a minute timeout. Give him 1 minute timeout for even referring to that, making me have to think about what game you're talking about. That's disgusting, Rice then. Get that out of your system. Get that out of your system. To get it out of your system, Rice, then don't ever talk about that Dolphins game ever again, you motherfish. So we'll see in a second. So the Rabbitohs here at the 22. What do you expect, Rossin? What do you expect? I agree with what you're saying, but you've just brought up one of the darkest days in Gold Coast sporting history. And there's been plenty of dark days. 30 minutes to go here at the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Penalty of the Rabbitohs. How dare you, Rossin? I was having a good day. I had a great day. That's what says they come back and win this, we kick South out the comp again. Hey, it's on. It's on. Oh, Trent Toilau was injured here. God bless him. It wasn't a great game from him, but it's he's still a young, fresh challenge. Hopefully, he can find a way when he gets back. But unfortunately, he won't be back for this game. So Brad Schneider will obviously move into the 7 now. Andrew Titch says Rabbitohs to choke and lose the game. You guys just switch up like that, don't you? You just switch up like that. Everyone's just circle jerking the Penrith, hey, and now it's all Rabbitohs are going to lose the game and let's kick them out of the comp again. The switch up is crazy. I'm saying hey, listen, it'd be cool if it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen. But the switch up is wild, man. Dove says, do you think Brad Schneider would have been a better 7 choice? Yes, I do. I think he's got a bit more experience of doing it with Penrith. That's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty if they put him down. That's going to be a penalty if you put him down. Okay, he's lucky he didn't actually get him down onto the white line because it would have been a penalty. Fit tackle with the Rabbitohs at 24. I think Brad Schneider, one, he's got more experience as a 7 at the Raiders, but also has more experience at the Panthers when Cleary's been out to cover alongside Luai. Panthers, good take, and they're away. Put on a Motti with a good grab and brings it out to the 20. So, yeah, I would have gone Brad Schneider. I don't think you would have been going with Jack Cole, an inexperienced, unproven 5'8", who hasn't shown anything so far this season, and putting him with a completely unproven halfback. I would have at least given a little bit of experience advantage there to Schneider. Do I think that changes the result of this game? No, I do not. But I would have gone with Schneider personally, yeah. Giovanni says, you'd probably be hoping for a Panthers win because it'll take an unwanted record off the timeout. We've just had the timeout right send for this, Giovanni. It's going to be a 4 pass over the Panthers. Skunk will get on him. Get on him again. Deary me. Get on him. Right, so see, we're all fair here on the channel. We're all fair here. You'll be back before Giovanni comes back. Get a grip of yourself, Giovanni. Get a grip of yourself. Guys, I'm well aware of what the record is in regards to a comeback, all right? I'm well aware. Don't need a reminder. No reminders. Does it say tattooed on my forehead, remind me about 2023 biggest comeback ever? No, it doesn't say this. It does say this. You don't need to remind. I'm very well aware. I lived it. I lived it live. And on vlog. Bloody bastards. First tackling with the Rabbitohs at the 33. Daz, can you change that timeout back to 60 seconds? Oh no, how long did he time out? Fox League hardly criticises Canberra. Apparently, that's going to be kicked through. Okay, Panthers ball. This second half's awful. Fox League hardly criticises Canberra because Canberra is... apparently Crawley has a brother who's in the Raiders coaching staff. It's got nothing to do with that. People don't criticise Canberra because they don't think about Canberra. No offence. Yeah, Sydney obviously is always going to be criticised because it's a big city. Gold Coast is a holiday destination, so people are always thinking about it. Brisbane's a big city. Melbourne's a big city. New Zealand's a whole country. Newcastle and Canberra don't get ripped to shreds as much as they probably should at times because they are a part of 2 cities with, again, all due respect, no one thinks about. And I'm genuinely not trying to talk shit about the cities there, but it's the truth. That's why Newcastle fans don't get probably as much credit as they do for turning up to games and whatnot. Like, if the Rabbitohs were doing that, the Fox League would be circle jerking them like no tomorrow. Get a street tattoo. I'm going to pass on that one, Jay. In Hal's cast, the amount of tattoo shops was just outrageous. Small town. Yeah, but like you could also argue Gold Coast is technically a small town. It's not one of the big cities of Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and whatnot, but Gold Coast is still obviously talked about, but that's because it is a significant tourist destination. So Rabbitohs now at the 40, and like realistically it should be a bigger city, but it's because it's elongated. So 4th tackle, Jai Gray gets it up here to the 45, now to the 50. Penrith losing 3 in a row is insane. Not really. Not really contextually. Like, if you're asking me last year, then sure. If you're asking me with a full-strength lineup, then sure. But contextually, not really. Dane Laurie at the 20. He'll get that ball offloaded here and crunch down to 25. Gold Coast is rural. Absolutely. It doesn't seem like that, but it is. Well, that's what it's classed as, sorry. Because Newcastle is, and would you say Newcastle is... Newcastle would be bigger than the Gold... Like, Gold Coast is longer, but Newcastle would be bigger, maybe? I'm trying to think. The reason Gold Coast is talked about is because they are in Queensland, and Queensland love rugby league. That is the most strange comment. The Gold Coast is not just... No one talks about Townsville, realistically. It has nothing to do with anything in regards to the Gold Coast. No, Townsville, you would argue the Cowboys get talked about less as well, like Newcastle and Canberra, actually. I actually like Newcastle, to be fair. Second tackle here in Lindsay Smith. If the Panthers score here, just throwing it out there. If the Panthers score here, just throwing it out there. Isaiah Yo off to Schneider. Schneider then to Dane Laurie, and he'll be taking out the 10. I think Newcastle is relatively underrated. I don't think it's the greatest in Australia, but I think it's relatively underrated. Why do you think it's overrated, Daz? Daz, you're overrated. Bretton, that's a good one. He is. No, he's underrated. He's too funny. Oh, knock on for the Panthers there. And it'll be Rabbitohs bought the 10. I think Newcastle's beach is beautiful. I think that they've got a lot of food options. I just couldn't live there. Like, I could stay there. I like staying there for like a week or maybe even 2 weeks. I could stay there. I don't know if I could live in Newcastle. I like Newcastle, the place. The team I hate. Fair enough. Oh, that's a tackle without the ball for sure. Yeah, this is going to be a bin. This is a bin. That should be a bin. He's tackled him without the ball in a try-scoring opportunity. How is that not a bin? It has to be a bin. Am I crazy for saying that? 5 metres out here from the line, he catches that ball. There's a chance that he scores. Okay, there's other defenders in the area, so it's not a penalty try, but it's a penalty. It's a bin. No, it's not a penalty try because you'd have to guarantee that he scores it. So I wouldn't be able to say penalty try. But how on earth has Ashley Klein just ignored the bin? It's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely a bin because it is a try-scoring situation. I don't think he scores it, but it's a try-scoring situation. And they take that opportunity away, which is a bin. So out to the left, they give it off to Garner, who's 5 metres away. Wait, what is that comment? Is yo now 4 tackle, 5 minutes away, Liam Henry. If they have to score here. They have to score here. And they give it out again, short ball. Oh, I didn't like that from Schneider. 5th tackle, 8 metres away. That was a good tackle from Humphreys. They go short side, and then they cut back out to the right. Here's a chance. 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 There may be an obstruction, but the Panthers have scored. There may be an obstruction. I don't think there is, but the Panthers have scored. So it is 28-10 with a kick to come. 28-10 with a kick to come. Someone says, the last time I heard the people talk about the Cowboys is when Dearden went there. Yeah, or when Caleb... Oh, no, not Caleb Ponga. No, there's no obstruction. I just thought there was a player there, but no Rabbitoh came into contact with him. So it's going to be a try time. Brad Schneider. Didn't like that down the left-hand side from him, but I do like that, obviously, from him. He took the line on and scores the try, 28-10 with the hit to come. So right now, it is 28-0 to the Rabbitohs in the first half and 10-0 to the Panthers in the second half. TJ says, for such a successful team like Melbourne Storm, I'm going to ignore that for a second. I still find it weird that AFL is more popular in Victoria. Why? AFL's been around for much longer. You could argue the same thing in regards to Collingwood. Collingwood's very successful. Of course, they're going to support... Well, Collingwood's been around for a lot longer, you know. They've got... That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why you would question why the AFL is more popular in Victoria based off of the Storm being successful. If your comment was saying, like, I don't know why the Storm aren't more popular in general, then I would understand that. But you're comparing it to the AFL. That's like saying the Brisbane Lions are actually a relatively successful team in the AFL. Why are they not more popular than the Brisbane Broncos? The Brisbane Lions won the premiership last year. The Broncos have choked 2 premierships in the last 10 years in the grand final, and also hasn't won a comp since before the Titans existed in 2006. So that would be like saying, well, the Lions are more successful in recent years, maybe not long-term basis-wise, but why is AFL not more popular in Brisbane? That's kind of what you said. So that's why I would say I disagree with the way you put that, but if you're saying more popular in general, then sure. They should be more popular, but there's a lot of AFL to watch down there, so it's very difficult for people to go to watch a Storm game when you've got a Carlton game on, or a Collingwood game on, or an Essendon game on, or Geelong playing an hour south in Geelong, or, you're never going to go to a North Melbourne Kangaroos game, but the point is that there's so many AFL teams to get around down there. It's just the way you put that comment was probably wrong. User 1 says, as a person who was from Sydney, Newcastle is one of the nicest places and isn't talked about enough. Yeah, I think it's underrated. Again, I wouldn't live there, but I think it's underrated, man. So 28-12 here with 20 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget, we will be back tomorrow as my Titans will be taking on the Sydney Chugsters. I wonder if there's KFC here in Agra. I wonder if there's KFC. There is a KFC, and it was great. It was better than Australian KFC in Delhi. But in Agra, I wonder if there is KFC. I'm going to eat chicken for sure. I will. Brad Schneider saved the game. AFL is an institution in Victoria. Yeah, sure. I guess you could argue that with New South Wales and Queensland, though. With NRL. Rice says it's very concerning that South just turned off after such a lead. Correct. Would expect with Wayne they would come out with more energy. Absolutely agree. But the Rabbitohs aren't that fantastic of a team. The Panthers gave everything to them and they took their opportunities. But no team's going to give them the amount of opportunities that they had in the first half. All right, so the Panthers... Dane Laurie gets the border 15. Can this Panthers team make it to the finals? This Panthers team could be blindfolded and they'd make it to the finals. This is not their full-strength team. They've got no Nathan Cleary and they've got no Dylan Edwards. I do think they need to make a play at a half somewhere because I do not think Jack Cole's the guy. Andrew Titch, and I haven't seen Jack Cole be the guy alongside Cleary either. I really don't. I really don't think that he's Panthers. I don't think he is. Andrew Titch says, Panthers score another quick try and squeaky bum time with the Rabbitohs. Yeah. And they're away, left-hand side. Jenkins, 25 metres away here, fit tackle. If they can score here, they are within 10 points. And they're going to kick this ball. No, that's awful. What's happening here? Is this a knock-on from the Panthers? No, it's still fit tackle. What's happening here? Well, no, it can't be fit tackle. Is it not? Rabbitoh? What? I don't know what's happening here. They're just throwing the ball around. It's 6 again. I was going to say Ashley Klein. That's crazy. Like, how'd the ball come out the back just then? If India has Maccas. India has Maccas. Just no, like, big Macs or quarter pounders. I got sick. So I got sick from that Maccas. I'll tell you a story in a second. Leota's going to score. This is 28-16 with a kick to come. He's fine. They fell off the tackle. They fell off the tackle. Oh, and then he's going to say knock on afterwards. Hey, they're falling off the tackle. It's not a tackle. They're falling off the tackle. Yeah, he's free to play on. That's fine. Oh, but then we're going to see this apparent knock on from Leota as he goes over. He said no try knock on. No, what are you talking about, Ashley Klein? Get off the... He's an idiot. Try time for the Panthers. Ashley Klein, shut up, man. It's a try time, dude. He clears the tackle. That's completely fine. And he puts the ball down. There's no knock on here, Ashley Klein. Stop it. Stop it, Ashley Klein. You stop it. Just get out of my face. Get out of my face, Ashley Klein. You're right there. There's no problem with this. There's no knock on there. The only reason the ball's come out is because he's put the ball down, dude. Give it a rest, man. But no, Slubber, they don't serve cow at Macca's here, no. And you can barely even get bacon around here, but that's because of the Muslim population. But you can get bacon, it's just you have to ask for it. But you can't get cow anywhere. You can't get beef anywhere. Everything's pretty much just chicken. So 28-12 here to the Rabbitohs. The kick to come to the Panthers, though, they are going to be within... Sorry, it wasn't 10 points. They'll be within 14 points. Which... Wait, what? Hold on a second. What the fuck? Hold on. Can we... what? I'm not even going. What? How is that a no for try? Excuse me? That was such a guaranteed try. I was talking about the try, saying I'd already moved on from the try. That is just absurd. Like, we've seen some bad calls in the bunker, man. that's up there. That's got to be up there. That no try. That has got to be up there. I'm actually like baffled how they've called that a no try. Oh man. It was a very simple one, dude. Alright, so the Panthers now at the 25. Imagine they lose by one try now. Yeah, Brian Toto luckily catches it. They flick the ball back here, and that's Isaiah Papali'i now at the halfway point. I can't believe that, dude. I genuinely just cannot believe that, dude. Dane Laurie at the 39, fit tackle. Not a hot take. Penrith will 5-Pete. Disagree. No one has a better second half than Penrith in the whole comp. Tigers have actually been really good in the second half this year, to be fair. But I'm not going to put them on the same calibre. I disagree, though. I don't think they beat the Melbourne Storm. I don't think they do. I think that come finals time, the Sharks will be a much more progressed team than when they played in Vegas, and they only won by 6. The Panthers have the Sharks. I disagree. I don't think the Panthers get a 5-Pete. The first half still happened, man. Let's not pretend the first half didn't happen. The first half still happened, and I'll tell you this: I think that if that first half happened, and a team like the Storm, or a team like the Sharks, or a team like the Broncos, even if that half had happened against a high-paced attack like the Broncos, they would have had 40 put past them in the first half. Does that mean I think the Broncos are a better team than the Panthers, fully strength? No. But I'm just saying that if that was... the Rabbitohs are not that fantastic. They're around that middle ground area of a team. So, no, I disagree. But you're entitled to your opinion. That is worse than the World Club Challenge try that was a metre behind the try line. 4 tackle at the 45. Or a team like the Titans, 100 would have been scored. Mate, 100 would have been scored in the first 10 minutes of the game by the Titans. Would have slapped him. Isaiah Yoke, there's nothing wrong with... He's kind of going through the line there, but then again, I don't know what the bunker's going to call because the bunker is just dog shit. 5th tackle here at the 35. Oh, no. Kenny lost the hand line. Still Panthers ball, though. They give it out to Brian Toto. Toto kicks the ball back on the inside. Isaiah Papali'i. Lost the ball. Knock on Rabbits. No, Rabbits ball. Giovanni says, who let Michael Oliver in the bunker? Thank you for being a member for 3 months, Giovanni. Mate, Helen Keller is a really good bunker. I'm really impressed by the diversity by bringing Helen Keller into the bunker. She's done a great job. Helen Keller is unbelievable. Max Watson says, 2023 Broncos Grand Final comeback with no Luai or Yo on the field. Pretty go-to. Can't count them out too often in big games. Very different team to that team. I was there. I was supporting the Panthers that day. I was getting around it for you. I loved that. I thought it was awesome. But very different Panthers team. Very, very different Panthers team. Casey Keller. Yeah, get around the member. 43 months Sundo and 23 months Skunkle. Yes, it's not a hot take. Tigers, Warriors, and Knights will all make top 8 this year. That is a boiling take. That is a red hot, boiling, extravagantly ludicrous take, in my opinion. I don't have any of those teams making the top 8 this year. Not one of them. How have the Knights made you confident on making the top 8 after their start of the season? Let alone the Warriors. And it's like the Tigers. None of those... How have we gotten to that? Like, if you want to say one of those teams is a hot take, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's a hot take, but, like, sure. I would say the Tigers is probably the better shout at 3 as we currently stand, but it's like they haven't proved anything just yet. Fit taking over the Panthers there, 13 minutes out. He's rage baiting. It has to be rage bait, Andrew. That has to be a rage bait. Brett Nessie says, new rule will be you have to ground the ball with both hands next year. Thanks to Bunga. It's just wild, man. Thanks, Joe. I've been a member for 7 months. Mitchell, member for 20 months. I felt left out. Also, user one is drunk out of his mind. Absolutely. Tigers, Knights, and the Warriors. So, wait, who's 3 teams that misses out? Because you can only say the Sharks, the Storm. I want to hear this top 8. User one. I know it's got to be rage bait, but I want to know your top 8. It's gonna be a fun one to listen to here. What is your top 8 if you have the Knights, Warriors, and Tigers making the top 8? So the Panthers now will bring this ball back to Brian Toto to the 45. This game would be red hot if they actually had given that as a fair try. Even Brenton isn't confident about the Knights. Brenton is the least confident about the Knights. Next one says, we really got robbed out of okay, well, robbed of an opportunity, sure. But then again, Panthers have also robbed plenty of teams of opportunities with beneficial. Skunk would just remove those comments because of the Eels. Left-hand side, Brian Toto. You're right, though. Like, it should have been a try, which would have given us a great crack and finish here. Knock on Jack Cole. Jack Cole is not the 5'8" you should be going through. Not robbed of the match, but robbed of the fun last 20 minutes. Yeah, I agree. Disappointing, dude. Like, it's literally their job. To say there's no downward pressure is just disgusting. It really is. Oh, boy. So I'm just checking stuff out on the Instagram. I uploaded some photos from Delhi. So if you follow me on BKRtravel on Instagram, you've got some photos from Delhi. Always at Humayun's tomb. 3rd tackle at the 44. If it's top 8 stayed as it is, that would be a fun final series. Maybe get rid of 5th. Who's in 5th? Fair enough. There's multiple teams there that aren't making the 8. They're in the 8 currently. So that's going to be a knock on there for the Rabbitohs. Panthers will get the ball here. About 10 minutes out from their own line. It's still 16 points. Bunker ruined a good game. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I thought you were saying the Knights for a second, then Skunkle to get at Brenton, but then I realised that Newcastle aren't in the top 8. Knights going to buy this week, though. So actually, if I updated the ladder, they would be. You know what? I'll be nice to you, Brenton. How about that? I'll be nice to you, buddy, all right? Thank me later, all right? I'm going to update the ladder for you. Be grateful, all right? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be nice to you, Brenton, because then that screws my team. So, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not nice anymore. It's a different world we lived in 10 seconds ago. Very different world. Very, very different world. Second tackle here for the Panthers, and they're going to pass this ball out to literally the grass. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, they're away here. Down Tungo. Tungo off to Alamotti, and Alamotti at the 48. I'll take that back then. No, thank you, buddy. No, I appreciate that. Thanks, buddy, mate. No, I appreciate that. Put Eels 1 for my boy TJC. Love TJC, but that's not happening. So third tackle now for the Panthers at the 40. Off to Isaiah Yo. And they're going to go to the left again. Jack Cole, the 30, fourth tackle. Brian Toto has come off the field here. They've kicked that ball over. That's going to be fifth tackle still, I think, at the 15. No, 6 again they've called. Have they called 6 again, or is this fifth tackle? No, it is 6 again. So second tackle now for the Panthers, and they're going to be 10 metres away from the line. They have to. That's 1-1 strip. That's lazy from Papa Lee. He's not the player he was at the Eels, dude. He's just simply not the player that he once was at the Eels. You can't tell me he is. Put Eels last for my boy Andrew. Yeah, look, I would do that, Brenton. You know what? I would put Eels first for TJC because he's a good bloke. And then I would put Eels last for Andrew, despite being an alright bloke. So we're going to average it out and put Eels in 17th. Oh, wait, that's where they are. So fourth tackle now at the 25. I don't think the ladder is updated on the official Dave Mate ladder. The Titans are first. No, Titans are first, mate. They're always first. Move Bulldogs because of Winston. So first tackle now for the Panthers, bringing out their own 20. 17th is actually the new first. No, mate, this isn't a Netflix series. It's not yellow is the new black. 17th is the new 17th. Because 17th actually only came into the comp about 2 years ago because we only had 16 teams. Yeah, no, which you should know about because you've come 16th many a time. Second tackle now. At the halfway point, you need to score now, Panthers. But if they lose by 1 try, all hell will break loose, dude. Steve says a suspect person would think half of the Panther players have bet on the Rabbits. I tipped the Rabbitohs. I couldn't believe they were $1.30 in the Panthers to win this game. It was absurd. So 4 tackle. Jack Cole. This is a really flat-footed Panthers right now. It's Io to Leota, and then Leota to the middle 5th tackle. And it's a knock-on. And it's a nug-one. Just challenge for the sake of it if you have to. Put them at 18 because the PNG would be above them too. I've got a question about that. If Albanese doesn't win, and Peter Dutton and whatnot win, what would happen with that? Because there's no guarantee that the government maintains. Surely they stick through with it, but there's no guarantee. We've seen governments make deals in regards to stadiums, like Leichhardt, for example, and then the governments change, and then that next government takes away the funding for what the previous government planned for. That could be a storm in a tea. That could be not storm in a teacup. That could be a big storm if that happened. So we have to keep them for Hectic Fred. Oh yeah, Fareed's a good bloke. We love Fareed. Fareed's amazing, dude. 3rd tackle now at the 28. Who's the guy you took a photo with the tick? He's about Jason David. Jason David's a good dude. He means well. So 4 tackle now for the Rabbitohs at the 40. 600 million of Aussie taxpayers. Nice one. Albo, you muppet. But I wonder what would happen there. I wonder if the government would stick through with it if Dutton was to win. Oh, it does. So it's going with the Panthers at the 10. They have to... Dane Laurie has had a shocker, man. Dane Laurie has had a shocker. Hey, listen, Mitchell, you're spot on, man. You're spot on. You were spot on about the FIFA. I want to see your stats. Like, the whole Panthers team's been poor overall, let's be honest. Even though this game was kind of ruined. Like, Dan Laurie's run for 188 metres, so I'm not saying he hasn't tried. I'm not saying he hasn't tried, dude. Dan Laurie has given it a crack. But he's had 3 errors in the game. He made 9 tackles, missed 2, which is actually not bad for a fullback. But he's not been good today. I know he's made meters, but... Jay might be the only one in chat to answer that question. What, the question about the government? Probably. Probably. So, second tackle now for the Rabbits. Can they finally get a score in the second half? Cody Walker out the back. Quick pass. That's going to be touched by the Panthers, but it's off their shoulder, so it's fine. So, it's Panthers' ball. The Panthers won the first half 28-0. The Rabbitohs have lost the second... No, sorry. The Rabbitohs have won the first half 28-0. The Panthers have won the second half 12-0. A hamstring for Brian To'o. Damn, so he's out for the next 3 to 4 weeks. He's out for the next 4 to 6, maybe. Probably on the more of the 4-5 area. That's rough, dude. Scott Sorensen's out next week. You don't know if Cleary's back. You don't have Dylan Edwards. You've got Brian To'o out now for about 4 to 5 weeks or so. Scotty Sorensen not playing. Damn, Panthers are getting roughed up, man. They're getting roughed up, man. And you've still got Jack Cole as your 5'8". And also To'alau got injured today, so you'd have to go with Schneider. Whoever the Panthers got next week, it's a good question. Round 5, they have the Cowboys. So at least it's a winnable game from regardless. But I might even tip the Cowboys in that game. Garner keeps back in field. The ball bounces over to Ned Moulin. Max wants someone really ordered a hit on our Origin, lads. Happens to every team, man. Roosters have been whacked by it for the last 5 years. Titans have been whacked by it for the last 2 years. I know you may laugh and go, oh, but, you know, they're our guys who have won 4 premierships in a row. That's great. But at the end of the day, it's actually more meaningful for the teams that aren't successful like that when you're losing Tino, Mo, Dave, all these guys to Origin. You're just like, what will we do? Luckily for us, Regan Campbell-Gillard's not at the same level he once was in regards to Origin, because we would be screwed. Regan Campbell-Gillard, Mikey Fotuaika, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, David Fafita, dearie me, Chrissy Randall, I love you, but please never play for New South Wales. Out to the left, gives it. Jimmy Jolliffe was playing so well last year that he was trying to put a knock on the door. We've been heaps lucky with injuries for ages. Yeah, Panthers have been very lucky with injuries for a while. It's just kind of coming back to bite them right now. But with Firma as well, Mitchell. He hasn't got his actual call up yet, but the opportunity's there. Colomatone gets away from a tackle. It's fit tackle. They could score here. They kick it through. Ball bounces up for Laurie. Just hold the ball, Dane. It's going to be such a weird feeling not seeing the Panthers on your table. Yeah, well, it's going to be... They could lose this game to the Cowboys next week. I do not think it is a bolter. I don't think it's a bolter, a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. Third tackling of the Panthers, 2 minutes to go this game. Now, I want to see how the Cowboys play this week against... Who did the Cowboys play this week? They play the Raiders. Interesting game. I can see the Cowboys win that. I'll probably tip... Oh, I'm probably going to tip the Raiders. Isaiah leads away here. Minute 40 to go. Runs it into Jai Gray. The fact that Isaiah Papali'i doesn't just aim up and just run it hard at Jai Gray is a massive concern there. Fair tackle here. 14 metres away from the line. That's 6 again here for the Panthers. 6 again. 6 again, and the Rabbitohs got it. It's a penalty. Okay, this has been a drag of a second half, but Jacaranda says Panthers will come back, but I'm voting for the Rabbitohs. Jacaranda, you reckon the Panthers are going to come back? There is a minute 2 to go here. They're down by 16 points. If they come back in this game, I will become a Brisbane Broncos fan, wear a Man United jersey, and I'll give myself an uppercut if the Panthers win this game from here with a minute to go. So there's a sin bin here. So Peter Mamazales goes to the bin for 10. Brian To'o has suffered a hamstring injury. Yeah, we were speaking about that 5 to 10 minutes ago, Daz. We were speaking about that 5 to 10 minutes ago. I said that Brian To'o did his hamstring. Why did perhaps break the line then walk towards Jai? He could have scored if he ran hard. I don't know if he scores, but he would have had a much better opportunity than whatever he did. Panthers are going to score. So with 39 seconds to go here, they will score to make it 28-16 with a kick to come. And it says, I'll give you my Man United jersey. I'll spit on it in front of you. Oh boy. On your tuk-tuk you go. Get the tuk-tuks out. Oh no, there's an injury here for the Rabbits. Who's this, Jai Arrow? My favourite team is the Gold Coast of the Titans. The Titans. Someone's just end the game. We've been nice enough for the entire buddy. And you know what's really frustrating is that the Panthers were taking away a very clear and guaranteed obvious try. The bunker had Helen Keller in the bunker. So it would have actually been 28-20 right now with a kick to come. Or it could have been 22-28 with a kick to come, which would have been 6 or 4 points, right? So it's really disappointing the bunker has ruined us of an amazing finish here. It really is disappointing the bunker has ruined us of an amazing finish. I think they've called the game though. They have called the game, so they've just let the clock go down. All right, so Port Admiralty is 2 from 2 tonight. Panthers win from here. I'll put a Ben Stokes Headingley post up in my room. It's too far. It's too far. So there we go. The final score will be 28-18. Unfortunately, I disagree with a very critical call that actually would have had the Panthers within 6-4 at this point. Would have changed the whole game, but the bunker has Helen Keller up there. Look, the Rabbitohs dominated in the first half. They had all the opportunity. They took their opportunity. Fair enough. The Panthers, they were just dreadful in the first half and gave it a crack in the second. They won the second half 18-0. The Rabbitohs won the first half 28-0. So it was just a game of 2 hours, but Panthers weren't good enough, man. But, all right, guys, I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow as the Titans will be taking on the Sydney Chucksters, and we will also be here for the battle of somewhere in Brisbane, whether it be north, west, east, south, up, down, don't know. The somewhere Dolphins and the Brisbane Broncos will be live for both those games. Obviously, hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'm going to chill out for a bit, maybe go get myself a nice little corre, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See you.